gonna chill right here for just a little bit because there ain't much going on today. Cheers, everybody. Get ready for an exciting 6-hour stream today where we can discuss the crazy price action today. I mean, I'm just so excited to see everyone's take. I mean, I don't even know where to begin today. Let's see. Cheers, everybody. Got quiet today. Welcome. Hope everyone's having a nice week so far. There's not much new to, what's today? Wednesday. There's not much news today. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Not much new to discuss. We'll probably be discussing a lot of the same stuff we've been discussing past couple of streams, following the quarterly earnings and everything like that. But today, flat day. Nothing's going on. We're kind of in a wait and see approach. The market is, generally speaking, but also I assume us individually. So really, nothing happened today. Let's just cut right to the chase. Ain't nothing happening. Nothing significant happening today. Really, the only thing that's evolving, and this is important for my marginal analysis. My marginal analysis is just the price action. Like I finally felt today, like now we got like a full week. We're a full week of price action following earnings. And we're just right back into that range you got there. But like now this is important. Like those first couple of days, you're like, I don't know. Let's just see what happens from here. And then it's that knee-jerk reaction, and then it evolves. And it's like, all right, this is kind of where we're at. And now I feel, I don't even know if I got the two. I got some of these things up here. Oh, yeah, actually, that's some news right there. But like I finally feel like at this point where that I think that if this trend were shifting, if we were no longer in this bullish uptrend, if Q3 broke the bullish thesis, as we were talking about, not that many folks on the stream thought that, but I'm just saying, just generally speaking, if that stuff had been broken, it should have been a much more aggressive sell-off. We said the same thing after Q2. I'm saying the same thing right here. We are, what is it? It's like a 15% move back to 16, 17. Like it's right there. And I just think if this stuff had been broken, which maybe not many of us bulls did. Cheers, everybody, right? Many folks weren't thinking. Many people disagreed, or we had some diverging views as to how the conference call went, what they were reporting and stuff. But for most of us, the bullish thesis wasn't broken. And I'll cheers to that tonight because the market is agreeing with that. So as it stands so far right now, even 1 week is still early. I feel like at least I can kind of like voice an opinion on it 1 week, that initial reaction. Maybe in a couple of weeks it sells off even more. The whole market tanks. GameStop goes with it. But as of right now, it held up. And I thought if it could have sold there was a great excuse, if you will, to sell off even more aggressively, and it didn't. And that strengthens the uptrend. It strengthens that move. That's why it's really important. I was saying when the market was selling off a couple of weeks ago, the second half of October, that was a good opportunity to see the strength of the uptrend, and it held up. It would have been just a market selling off, everything's tanking, you're going into the election, tremendous uncertainty. It would have done. We'd be like, yeah, okay, maybe it's not quite as strong of an uptrend as we were hoping, but it held. And then you get this, it's holding again so far. And that's good to see. It's good to see. It's above the 50-day moving average. It's right, maintaining that upward trend, and that's really all you can hope for when there's no news being announced. There's nothing imminent, nothing. I know we got the ICR next year coming up, well, less than a month now. But in holiday readouts, but right now, it's like if there's not much going on, all else equal, you like to maintain that trend. And I mean, we're at 14 after all this hoopla of the past week. That ain't bad. So many of us have been after this huge decline. We've been in the single digits, low single digits, like And cheers to those longer term investors. It's like, how nice, how nice for a change. So as far as that's good to see. That's good to see. Was there anything else? This is just a clean. Did I have this? So we're right back into. I extended this just a little bit. There ain't nothing going on. That's it. We're between the $13 range. That seems like a nice, clean, round number as to where it wants to be. And then you got that mid 14 range. We're right in that Microsoft news. It's like the market's just like, give me something more. Where are we going next? And I just think, as far as incremental news things, you've heard me say this many times, I just think I tilt bullish on that stuff too. Certainly there are incremental bearish things that could come on, like Ryan Cohen walk. That would have like a short-term negative reaction on the stock price. Not that many of us think that's likely. But I mean, there are things. But I think by and large, there'd be more so bullish type stuff, right? Where, anyway, I've spoken about that many times. So right now, market's just like, this is a good range. It sold. Oh, well, we streamed up. This was Monday, right? Yeah, it was Monday. It was Monday that it kind of sold off. So we talked about that already. And now we're right back in there, and then that's it. But it really quiet. Oh, what was the volume today? Oh, real quiet. Ain't nothing happening. Ain't nothing. And then you go into, that's just the clean one. If I back out, let me just see the, I don't think I pulled up the, that's just the 5. I switched it to 15-minute. That's the weekly, right in that box, right? Right in that box. Let me see the daily. Oh, that's the weekly. Oh, it's holding that 8-week. I thought that was kind of cool. It holds that 8-week. Is that the 8-week? I think it's 8-week, right? I don't know. 8-week. 8-week moving average, holding that right there, and then the daily. Sorry, I didn't take a peek at that. And higher lows, right? I was one additional thing I tossed up there. Higher lows are right below the 20-day, above the 50-day. Higher lows, everything just remains intact. I can't even believe I'm still talking about the charts. Boom, that's it. Just move on to the next thing. All right, the next thing was Jim Cramer. Obviously Jim Cramer must be watching. Is his show over right now? It's 7:00. Welcome, Jim Cramer. You must be tuning in now that we see that you're talking about GameStop too. I jest. But wouldn't you? There's nothing really here, right? But just people talking about GameStop in a good light, no less, right? That people are bullish on it. And even to have it tossed out there, right? I mean, I did see the stock price got bid up a bit yesterday. I thought it was a little bit overdone, right? We were out of that very important rectangle on the low side. But even see it talking in a positive light, that's all else equal. That's good to see. And I mean, even if it was tongue-in-cheek a little bit, even if it was tongue-in-cheek, I don't really care because that there's a story out there that for many folks, they just look the other way. They go, it's Blockbuster going back, or boom, move on to the next thing. But it's like, oh, wait a second. Why are people talking about that? Why are they maybe bullish on that stock? Get the people talking about it then. And then you get the Cohen angle too. And then I know, obviously, Ryan Cohen tweeted to, or what did he retweeted with the emoji to Cramer. So who knows? Maybe it's convincing him. I'm kidding. But you have to laugh at that, right? Oh, that was funny. So, but no, nothing material there, right? Certainly nothing material. And what was this? Oh, doesn't it kind of feel like this? Like, what's the next move? What's going to happen? Just keeping our finger on the pulse. I don't know what's going to happen. But I was just thinking that it kind of feels like that because you don't know. That's it. What else I got? Oh, I just got the conference call up. I figure we might be diving back into this. I was pulling the letter up again today, too. Kind of seeing some of the overlap between what he talked about, what management had talked about so many times. I was looking over that conference call again. And I'm sure this will come up again. It still seems to me, I mean, it's kind of died down a little bit. I still kind of felt today how I felt on Monday about some of these things where it seemed to me a bit overdone on that management front. That's not to say that it was perfect conference call or anything like that. I just think it seemed as if some people kind of like had thrown in the towel on them, and for a good reason, right? I can sympathize with that position. I think for some people, we just have, it's like a timing type thing. Where is the edge for some people? It's a completely reasonable discussion that's really just opinion and based on our own research, and that's why it's good to share those things. So I was just going through that stuff again today, in particular the shelf, right? The at the market shelf, thinking about that. But I wasn't so much going through this. Wasn't going through this too much. Not much there, right? But looking at this a bit again. But welcome everybody. Cheers. Hope everyone's having a nice week. Cheers, Daily. Cheers. That's right. We just chilling. Okay, this ain't so bad. That's what I'm saying. Cheers, Daily. That's how I feel about this. I think the Monday action kind of, the Monday action maybe people were kind of like, oh, right? Because but that's the thing. Do I still got it up? I'm like all over the place. Do I get just this? Oh, 15 minutes. That's the thing. So I like these types of sell-offs like this, just in the market selling off. Like I'm following that closely. You saw me tweeting out on Monday. Maybe I already talked about this, but like that's like, let's see what it does. Let's see if it maintains that trend. Not so much this chart, the other one, that trend. Boom. That's information. That's good information to have. But I'm with you, Daily. I'm like 14. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all you got. Like it could have. I've been in so many stocks where it does that. You're like, you got to reassess because when the market kind of agrees with like a negative take on earnings and all that stuff, it sucks. You kind of want that trend to remain intact. So I'm with you, Daily. 14. What even I calculate? Was it to 16? I forget what I calculate. I calculate. It's 50. A 15% move will get you to 16. Let me tell you something. That's 1 hour of price action on GameStop. It's nothing. So that's why it's important. When we talk about what is that incremental stuff, that's what we're always talking about, right? And what's the timing of it and all that stuff, because it can come quick, and you're right there. That's like these streams are barely budge. It's like the same stream over and over. 14, 16, even 13, like it's all right there. And I think that's good. That's good. That's good. As long as that thesis remains intact, which many of us do, I think Daily does as well. That's good. It's like, we'll just play the waiting game. And for the waiting game, I'll take 14. That's cool. Damn. Cheers, Justin. Welcome, Justin. Cheers, mate. Polygon. Hello. Hello, friend. That's right. How exciting, Polygon. GameStop did nothing today on no volume. What are we still doing here, people? What are we still doing here? We could cut it right now. Cut it right now. Hey, our coach. Welcome back, our coach. Cheers. Yeah, what am I going to talk about? That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking today, Eric. I was like, well, we've done it before. We've done a couple of weeks where there ain't nothing going on. But literally today, I think this might be I have no idea. I can't remember. This might be the first time there's nothing happened today, right? But we'll figure out something, our coach. If we're pressed, if we absolutely have to, we'll talk other stocks. Tempt me, dare me. Let's see. You think I won't? Rigo, cheers. Cheers, Rigo. I agree. Yesterday was a good day. And wasn't even really happening. I know the Cramer type stuff, but not the material was there, right? But that's the thing. That's the thing with the stock like GameStop. It just goes boop, boop, boop. I actually think it was more Monday was overdone than it was, and then Tuesday was like catching back up, right? In fact, I know Steve was talking about a bounce off the trend. Following that, was it that hammer candle? Boom, and then you got it yesterday. But sometimes it's just a function of like it being just a bit oversold in that very short term stuff. But indeed, good day. Get right back into that range. I like to see that too. I mean, that's just a couple of lines. I mean, there's nothing sacred about these lines. But even still, I'm like, get back up there. Come on. Junior, let's go. Let's go. Zenian, woohoo. 0%. That's the thing. After kind of like aggressive down days, like, all right, 0%. Ooh, okay. We'll take that. What did it do on the day? It was like down a little bit. It did nothing. And then it ended right in the middle of the candle. Oh, I got the wick, rather. Michael Macedo! Can we go a couple extra hours making a full work day? I don't know if we can do, even if we tried, Mike. Can we pull it off? I don't know. Oh, Steve's here. Steve Stong, cheers. Oh, I saw your latest. Check out Steve Stong's latest video. It is dope. Awesome, Steve. Some of the best GameStop content out there, Steve. No doubt. And informative, too. So do you respond by literally, yeah. Our coach says we need 12 hours today, 12 hours. I know, yeah, Polygon. But we'll do 24-hour streams. Polygon says 24-hour streams until we get to a new 52-week high. Oh, how far is a 52 high? Is it 1942, right? Oh, I landed, look at that. I landed right on the night. What is it today? Let me just do a quick check. Oh, 40%. The 40% move. Okay. All right, maybe that's 2 hours of GameStop price action. 8-Ball never lies. That's right, Justin. Cheers. I forgot about that. 8-Ball came in handy. 8-Ball needed a bounce back. Remember, I forget what the 8-Ball said last week, but I'm pretty sure it was wrong. So it was very important. 8-Ball bouncing back. Good call, Justin. I forgot about that. That 8-Ball needed that. It needed a victory. Oh, cheers, our coach. Thank you. On the likes. Good. 24/7, yeah, GameStop price action stream. That's the thing. Mike, if it ever did, like, had some real bona fide squeezy type action, we might have to, right? Maybe some real time. No, I'm kidding. Real time type stuff. Oh, did it say? Oh, it did. Polygon. That was a couple of weeks ago. Polygon reminded me that the 8-Ball said $20. Oh, that's right, Polygon. We said, was it going to break 20? I think through earnings or prior to earnings. Did it happen? 8-Ball. That's okay. 8-Ball is trying to build a record here. That's right, Steve Stonk. You might have even said this before I did. Steve Stonk called this. He said hammer candle, and then he pointed out that it happened after Q2. Hammer candle. Boom, popped right after that. And then it was, we didn't quite have, did we have a trend? This is actually a good question, Steve. Let me go back like 8 months, 10 months. Now you got me a little bit curious here. Oh, it did. See, it did, because remember we talked about it. It retested the previous resistance, and it did. It was a flat trend, kind of it was a flat previous resistance, just breaking above that $6-7 range. Retested, popped right off it. There's a little bit of a different trend, and yeah, it did. Again, we don't overthink this stuff, right? It's just very short-term type stuff, but it's things to keep an eye on. And isn't it funny? Everything's a test. Everything's an experiment, not super high conviction stuff. Let's just watch what happens. Boom, and it did. Maybe it breaks through tomorrow or next week or whatever. That's fine, whatever. But isn't this fun? All you can say, isn't it funny? That's GME. But like I said, remove the ticker, just watching price action. Forget the fundamentals, even though that's such a big part of our thesis. And those are the can be opportunities to I mean, in this case, it would be at, or if it's at the higher level, at the upper echelons of it, you might trim, blah, 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 that type of stuff. That's what, I know Polygon's here to make fun of me for this, but like a fundamentals investor, right? But I feel like it's helpful for that type of stuff. Engaging sentiment. That's why I mentioned in that tweet. I don't know. Do I got it up? Did I pull it up? So I mentioned here, it's like, if there was a sentiment shift, I feel like it would have been reflected in the price action a bit. The price is it's a manifestation of all these different market participants, right? Not just GameStop bulls. You got GameStop bears in there, and it's like it's not always right. I'm certainly not saying that, but it's at least a manifestation of that stuff. So it can be helpful to keep an eye on it, I think. Oh, here we go. Okay, Polygon. Well, Polygon's saying it has 5 touches. I'm not gonna pay it. Here, look at this. Polygon, as soon as I start making oh yeah, charts are useful for this. And then you got Polygon here saying, oh yeah, crayon astrology, Roaring Kitty. Oh yeah, with the crayon astrology. I'm not an expert, but it's going to be good. That's right. Polygon saying we've got 5 touches. I didn't even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like some long ones there. That that makes it an even stronger trend line for what that's worth. It doesn't mean it holds to perpetuity. Everyone knows that. But, oh boy, and now Fox. Cheers, Fox. Well, and now I'm talking about Technicol's Polygon Fox here. I'm in trouble. But welcome back, Fox. I was appreciative of your views the other night. Cheyenne, welcome back, Cheyenne. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Ooh, is it cup and handle territory? Are we gonna make another damn cup? Oh, I don't know. Maybe someone more of an expert than me. Oh, thank you for the reminder, Polygon. That was some news, right? Can I just do Bitcoin? Yes. Look at this. I ended up not trimming that position in the Roaring Kitty portfolio. Now I'm kind of happy. It was right there. Like, it would have been a natural place. Like, we're talking about these charts. It would have been a natural place to trim a little bit when you're at the... Oh, get that off my head. It would have been a natural place to trim when you're up against that resistance level. I did it out of laziness. It wasn't some good... just slow moving sometimes. Then it broke through. That's a meaningful break. Oh, it's at 21,000? Shit. Look at this. Another test. Another test. Come in that just happened to work out. I don't know. I'm no expert on Bitcoin. You know this, but the chart, I think it's doubled. I think it's already doubled from whenever the hell it was, and just another example right there. Oh, it's super overbought. Oh shit. On the weekly, what's the daily look like? Was there any like news? So yesterday was the big pop. Oh no, today. Oh, is there still action right now? Interesting. Wow. And I think that this breakthrough, I mean, I don't know if this maybe it holds, maybe it retests all that stuff, but I interpret this as very bullish. All-time highs are bullish things, generally speaking. Not a forecast or anything like that. I'm just saying the characterization of a chart that resembles this is bullish. And I think that's what other market participants will see. It's probably what they're saying. It's not a hot take, I'm sure. I don't know what other people are saying. I don't follow this news too closely. As you know, the only thing I read all day, day in, day out is GameStop related stuff. Is there an outside world? Are there other stocks out there? I don't even know. Sorry, I wanted to check the daily RSI. Okay, just barely overbought. Okay. If there was news, I missed it. But what news is there? Even if there were news, I don't know how to interpret Bitcoin news. What the hell? Like I'm more just curiosity, right? Okay. Cheers, TM. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, stimulus-related stuff. Yep. Yeah, and then there's always the question, is stuff priced in? Indeed, indeed. Let's go on news. Delay. Well, let's see, TM. I mean, there could be that they don't have any new news, right? New news. That could be. That's certainly a possibility. But indeed, and that's going to be, I mean, that's a risk for my thesis that there aren't those new revenue streams. We talked about that in the last stream too, right? That's a legitimate risk. That's what a lot of bears are betting on, that they won't be able to transform and reinvent themselves. I'm like, I certainly hope so. I mean, I've had such high confidence in the potential there that I, like many folks on here, are kind of surprised that there wasn't more, not even just on this conference call, but through this second half of the year in particular. I think, hopefully there's something, right, TM? Ah, shit. Okay, Justin, pull up the high post blow up. If we get over that, post blow up. Oh, what are you talking about, Justin? Let me see. Post high, okay. If pull up the high, post blow up. Oh, I agree with you, Justin. I agree. Boom, Justin. I think that's. I think is you talking about this red line? Is it this red line? Because I agree with you. I ballpark it right around 1450. I'm kind of discounting, and I'd be really curious about Fox takes on this because I know he has very strong opinions on these charts. I know he's analyzing this very closely. So Fox. But I'm with you, Justin. That's what I agree. I like the nice round numbers. I just say 1450. And I think, boom, you got a couple of polygons, boy, boom, a different type, boom, right back up there. You break through that. That's bullet. Like, that's why I'm sure there's nothing to do. I know everyone has their own different investment style and all this. For my style, there is nothing to do. There's nothing to talk about price action wise, so long as we're in this range between 13 and 1450. There's nothing going on. I think, and I believe Justin's, I'm gonna agree. I think me and Justin talk about the same thing. If we break through 1450, now there's stuff to talk about. Are we going right back to it? That's what I think. Imagine if it's a stone's throw away, and then then if there's news, right? News trumps all this stuff. But oh, did he not know the ticker when he mentioned GME? Yeah. He might not have. Oh yeah, Junior have the same question. Okay. Oh yeah. So Justin's saying 1473. He says, and it could be 1473 I just saw a couple of these tests, Justin, that were more than just the wick. I mean, it's just 15 minutes. Like, the market cares about 15-minute stuff. But indeed, just that mid 14 range, we break through. It's certainly a changing that short-term action, I would say. Cheers, Rod. Welcome back. Oh shit, Rod. I forgot to keep an eye out for that podcast. If it came out, I didn't get to see anything. Oh, Cheyenne talking about Bitcoin too. Oh, cheers, Matt. Welcome back, Matt. Happy Wednesday. Spider Cat. Cheers, Spider Cat. Ooh, second favorite stock. That's a good question. Let me think about that. Do I have a... What's the second highest right now? And RFP has popped back up there. What? Oh, just barely. Oh, New Gold popping back up. PBF coming down a bit. PBF had been up there, but I see it's pulling back. Oh, it's down a little bit. Oh, Energy taking on the chin today a little bit. Look at Sandridge, SD. Ooh, that one's moving. These are just top ones in this Roy Kitty model portfolio. But now I want to know about favorite. Let me give it some. I don't know if I have favorite stocks per se, right? But let me think about it, Spider Cat. Bitcoin. What should I say? Bitcoin going crazy. Is it still going up right now? Is that? Okay, probably lots of people watching that. Yep. Yep, maybe it's the calm, right? Oh, Dusty, welcome back. Cheers, Dusty. Gary, welcome, Gary. Cheers. Well, we cracked 20. I was gonna say, we just first time above 20,000, right? Now it's above 21,000, and now Polygon saying 21.4. Oh yeah, right there, huh? I know it isn't trading like 24 hours a day or something. Wow, it's hyper overbought. Again, that's bullish. Overbought stuff is bullish. The short-term type stuff, it's a bit overbought, it's a bit stretched. Let me wait for a pullback. But when you take a step back, longer-term wise, that's bullish. And that's the thing. So this is the thing. You heard. I've even described GameStop like this, where when you have an asset that's difficult to value and everyone disagrees and has strong opinions about it, people are passionate about it, blah blah blah. Like a Tesla is similar to this. And GameStop a little bit less so, but I mean, just there's certain characteristics that remind me of this, where like there's not much to go off of, so it goes by the charts. And this is turning into, it's evolving. It has been a historically bullish chart, but now you're at new all-time highs. Who knows what the upside? There's no ceiling to it, and that's what people think about. There's not so much there's a specific price target per se. They just think, I don't even know what this thing is. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to value it. But all I know is we're at new all-time highs. It could be a gazillion, $1 billion. That's what people think about. That's why it can kind of really get people excited about it, and it can just skyrocket. And this was why. I'm a value investor buying Bitcoin, right? Ridiculous. But that's the type of thing. Those are the thing. The technicals. In the potentially hyper bullish sentiment toward an asset like this, it just kind of made sense to me, and it's not super high conviction. It wasn't like you don't make a huge bet on something like that. But those are the types of things I look at. It doesn't always work out. You're just playing the odds. That's all. And in this case, it worked out. And now I am super curious. What is that upside? Like this thing. This is the type of thing. It can just keep going. It can just keep going. Not even a forecast. I'm just saying the odds are tilted toward it continuing to run. Looking out, maybe not next week or anything like that, but looking over. I don't know. Look at me talking Bitcoin. Who the hell am I? Give me a break. Let me keep going. Silverside, welcome back, Silver. Whoa. Oh, so Silverside, you said you were talking about a Hestia letter to the GameStop board of directors. I suspect Silverside, and I don't. Doesn't the company pay a premium to repurchase this way? If I recall correctly, Silver, that was well before the huge market capitulation. Like it was, if I recall correctly, it was when the stock price was a bit higher. It was before. Correct me if I'm wrong, people, but it was before that early June sell-off. It was before this. Was it because they'd been invested in GameStop for years, and then they had sent a number of letters. And at the time, I think they were trying to. It was at the time I think they were just trying to. That's the thing. Even back then, I'm not even so sure it still made sense. Like there are certain elements of the Hestia thesis that I disagree with. I've long disagreed with. In fact, if you look up what their fair value of the stock was, Hestia hasn't sold or trimmed as far as we know, nothing yet. But their value, we had already reached it. Now maybe their views have evolved, but check out those letters. There were things that I disagreed with at the time. They seemed to me quite early on things, and so I don't remember Silverside, but. Generally speaking, that Dutch auction type stuff is like, So I mean, I do think it was before, but maybe before the market had totally given up on it. But I don't know. Hey, Terry, welcome, Terry. Cheers, mate. When do we find out ownership change? We would find out shortly after he made any trade. We would find out. I mean, that's especially true if he goes above 10%. But You would know fairly soon after. We were trying to figure out. We think it will probably be within a couple of days. That's what we lean towards. So you'd know pretty soon after. But for what it's worth, Terry, many of us don't think this isn't a. We don't think that he's likely to leave anytime soon. It's certainly a legitimate risk, but we'll have to wait and see. But we would know pretty soon after if he were to. Oh shit! Okay, Polygon with these. Polygon. Oh, Matt. Yeah. That's the one I got in there. GBTC. I agree. Look at this. It's 13. Oh. Maybe it's not a full double. I think it was like 13, 14, something like that. Shit. Oh, I know, Polygon. Cheers to this. Polygon says, I've held GME since before Q2 earnings. Ulcer proof. Polygon's ulcer proof. You can always tell the people who have been invested in GameStop for a while. Not just GameStop, but many stocks like this, right? You're inured to the suffering, to the pain. You're just used to it. And a sell-off after earnings, yep, that sounds about right. But the whole time we're continually checking, did the thesis break? Did anything happen here that blah, 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 blah? You're just always watching that stuff. But then you get the people who maybe are new to the stock, betting on a squeeze, betting on like some crazy Ryan Cohen thing, and they go, the hell with this thing. Let's move on. But not Polygon. Fox. Fox, I don't know if you're talking to me. Oh, Bob. Fox, I know you be trolling me on this for good reason. So I need you to keep me honest on this chart stuff. Being like, yeah, okay, Roar Kitty, yeah, whatever. Oh shit. Tim, welcome back, Tim. Cheers, mate. Oh yeah, Maxar's been doing okay. Maxar was a quick 50% pop recently, wasn't it? Man, that thing's up. That's another one of those types of stocks. I don't want to lose that. It's difficult to value. But, yeah, it is 50. Look at this. Yeah, it was just at 20 bucks. It's more than 50%. It was just at 20 bucks. But even recently it went to, yeah, okay. Jorge, what's up? Jorge, what's up? Who is Sherman? Okay, it's from February 2019. Thank you, Silver. Thank you, Silver. Which is okay, February 20. I was gonna say they even sent one in March, I think, too. March 2019. I think they sent a couple like back to back, but so it was a little bit earlier. So it was kind of before the whole market sold off, and they may have been trying to prevent this, but trying to get a better history. Yeah, definitely read those letters. I don't know if it's fully understand. That's the thing. So silver, it can be a way for if a stock is illiquid. If a stock is illiquid, then you're trying to avoid everyone kind of selling all, blah, blah, blah. Like it's a way to allow some folks who want to sell to get out. But GameStop was very liquid. And also, it was in a very bearish trend. Let it keep on going. Keep the cash. I mean, at this point, too, it was ridiculous. It was absurd. But if someone has a defense of Hestia's, and there could be, I don't claim to be an expert on those types of things. In fact, I haven't even been involved with too many stocks that have gone through with one of those, but my understanding was they tend to be for maybe less liquid stocks as an out. And I'm like, what? But indeed, Silver, as many of us agree, that was a mistake from the management team. I honestly don't know. I don't know what the rationale there was. Beep boop 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 boop. Hooray! Yeah, Spider Cat. It's like wine. It gets better with time, or it gives you an ulcer. Well, exactly, Polygon. That's what I'm saying. So Polygon, yeah, imagine with the space infrastructure, exactly. But that's what I mean. It's one of those types of sectors in industries that are difficult to get a real high conviction type take on it, and those result in euphoria at times. They can. That's why that's part of this column. So this is like a risk column with some different ones. Not everything in here fits this, but when I was putting together, like it was just adding some new ones. Like I had like Tesla, QQQ. Not all those, like some biotech type stuff. I mean, less so. I mean, but blockchain, marijuana stuff, space, EV. Oh yeah. I never added. That was a note to myself that I never followed through with. But indeed, Polygon. And I'm not an expert on this stuff, but indeed, it could be. It could be tremendous upside. It's a green space. Blessed, welcome back, Blessed. What up? What up? What up? Cheers, David. Cheers. Happy Wednesday. Why hasn't there been anyone talking up the reasons for gains? Well, David, a lot of us talking up the bullish. For many of us, the bullish thesis is still intact. David. Oh, Justin. So did they mention the Dutch auction in previous letters? I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's been a while since I've reviewed them. I know they were strong into the buybacks. I mean, that was a huge part of what they were pressing. I don't remember Dutch auction, but I'll defer to Justin. Given blessed white hair. Okay, Silverside saying that they were in there. Okay, yeah, I can't remember. Okay. So weird day today. Well, cheers, Jordan. Welcome back, Jordan. Yeah, weird day. Weird day. Just quiet. It's a quiet day. Low volume, right inside of a trend. Not much happening. Yeah, okay, so Justin's saying not in the way that they did it tomorrow. Okay, I hope so, Jorge. Flatter by 14:30. Feel on my toes. I hope you're right, Jorge. What'd you say, Moon? We'll definitely give you a toast to that shit. Surveillance stuff, yep. Oh, okay. So Justin's saying the Dutch auction before. Yeah, that's what. So part of that, the reason for the big, huge GameStop sell-off at the time was the dividend cut. The people who had been holding for the dividend, like, get out of here. And so, that's right. They were going for a gigantic. They ended up doing what they ended up doing. It was only like 6. Was it? Yeah, it was. We know it was 12 million times. What was it, about 520? Yeah, 60 million. That's right. Weren't they saying like go hundreds of millions? Was it even the full 700 million, Justin, off the top of my head? In which case, okay. So you had a small pub. I don't know that one, Zenian. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Dutch auction. I don't even. They haven't had to rationalize it. I remember hoping that they got pressed on the Dutch auction on the call, and they didn't. But for most people's analysis, they don't really care that much. But for folks like Justin and I, and many other folks on the stream too, like that's the type of stuff that's a bad move. But they never really had to completely justify it. Whatever. And then it resulted in just opportunity cost, right? Painful. Okay, Justin saying for Justin that much I know. Justin, the current board of directors management has very little time left. I agree with that, Justin. I certainly agree with that. On that time, they don't have much. They don't have much. Like I say too about with me talking about their level of competence. We should know soon enough whether or not there's any legitimacy to what I'm saying, because it ain't like that. I don't even think they got 6 months anymore. I think we'll know soon enough. I agree. Just the inside. Look at this. Oh, I'm caught up. Okay. Tell those. I don't even know those. What's tomorrow? Thursday. Oh yeah, people talking about Thursdays. The old Thursday stuff. Okay, look at this, caught up, and it's only 7:40. Okay, huh? That's what happens. That's what happens on days like today. Let's sign up for my letter. Begin testing, advancing digital. Wait a second. Another interesting item from use of the phrase "begin testing." That's right. In their proxy letter, it's also in the. They said multiple times. It was in the previous transcript, Silverside. And so Silverside, this is part of the reason I've been talking about. Like, I certainly hope they have some, and I lean toward, based on their talk over all this time. Silverside saying in one of the letters they talked about, from one of the company's proxy. Oh, do I got it up? Is it this one, Silverside? Where they've talked about this the whole damn year, testing and advancing digital revenue sharing with key partners. They mentioned it in I think they maybe even mentioned the ICR, but I distinctly remember pulling it up during the stream during one of the conference calls. And we know Barry talked about it, and like there's been stuff in the works this whole time. And like I said, we talk about it. Okay, and like I said, it surprises me that we only have heard the Microsoft stuff so far. Like that's what so it's not just how the conference call went, but I'm just like how it's been talked about all year, and how strongly I feel about the assets that they have and how they can be monetized. This has been a part of my thesis. I'm like, nothing yet, and I mean, well, maybe they do, but it just hasn't been announced yet. But thank you for bringing that up. So, say Silverside, if you're checking these out today, like I say, for some of these things, it's been a bit of a while. It's been a while, and then there's so much stuff out there that you sometimes can be fed. It can be helpful to just toss out those lines again. So, thank you, Silverside, for tossing that out. I could have sworn I brought up a conference call recently on saying something to that effect. Maybe it was the ICR. I can't remember. Oh, 6 most for 6 months. Okay, so where you going with this, Fox? I like that plural word. Exactly, Silverside, and it's been plural the whole time. That's it. Okay, so you disagree on 6 months. If I may elaborate just a bit, Fox. If what I would say, Fox, is that if we don't have any more insight into like these long-term initiatives that have been touted for this whole year, and the transforming the business such that we can actually buy into that long-term business model, at that point it will be a full 2 years into it. And now I'm under the impression that we are going to get stuff like that. But I'm just saying, if we didn't, and like this is how it is, and we're just collecting all that, and like we don't have a longer term vision, I'm not saying that they're necessarily going to get ousted, but I think this is part of the reason you're having a Cohen type speak up. Maybe I suppose Cohen probably knows much more than we do, right? But even I myself am happy to see a Cohen like get involved, because for me, Fox, I mean, I haven't heard. I need much more to model that upside, and then you start to have to ask yourself, is it there? Is it there? And without them telegraphing some of this stuff to us, it's hard for us to model. And then you start wondering, are they actually successfully executing on those particular types of initiatives in the same way that they have been executing on this turnaround aspect, right? You've heard me call it the nuts and bolts. Like, I do feel that they're doing a good job on that front. And I'm just like, boy, if they're not executing on this other stuff 6 months into the new console cycle, right? I need a bit more than the Microsoft type stuff. then if I'm Cohen, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And then you're going to start seeing me use such strong language like Ryan Cohen, where I want more. I'm not saying that they're necessarily going to be out or that Ryan Cohen can't work with them or anything like that. In fact, I've tossed this out as a resolution in my mind doesn't necessitate Ryan Cohen taking over and booting them. In my view, they can work together. Like I said, I feel as though there's a lot in this letter that overlaps with what the management team is doing already. I think that they can work together. I'm just saying if it were such that they weren't and they couldn't come to some sort of resolution, I think you'd have like a Ryan Cohen be like, well, this just isn't good enough, because that's kind of how I feel. You need to be transforming the business, and if we were to just take some of this stuff at face value, Fox, and it wasn't just that activist doublespeak type stuff, well then couldn't you agree that Cohen could be upset with their long-term vision with some of this stuff? I could, even though I see a lot of the same overlap. But I'm just saying, if we had the same view, the same long-term view of where GameStop is headed over the long term, then in 6 months from now, then I'm going to have a different opinion of this management team. I will. Okay. Jorge's going to take care of the holiday sales. Yeah, if the holiday sales report is bad, yeah. So there's another potential bearish thing that come out. We get the holiday come out. What if it's bad? What if it's underwhelming? What if it's negative? That's a reason for the people like, wait a second. This wasn't just November. This is November and December as well. It's like, oh boy. And then you get I still think they're gonna generate quite a bit of free cash flow over the full quarter. But what if it's not as robust as some of us think that it could be? Because for a whole number of reasons, right? Most prominently, supply constraints, but store closures because of COVID. There's lots of reasons, that could support that. But indeed, it would if it were bad, that's bad. Supply could be problematic. It could continue. Yep, absolutely. Okay, cheers, Cameron. Welcome. Oh, you talking about GameStop? Yeah, provides an easy. Okay. Oh, Justin, you think he knows he's out? Wow, I don't know if I agree with that part. You think so? I don't know. So maybe, Justin, you disagree with what I had just said, and that I can envision a path where they can work together. You know what I mean? You can't see that, huh? Oh, and I understand where you're coming from. If only because this is a scathing letter. You read a scathing letter like this, you think, oh shit. Well, there's how could they, right? But I read this and I think Cohen's trying to make his case for whatever it is, whatever the hell he wants. And I think a lot of this is a bit of misdirection in some stuff. That's how I interpret this, because there's just tremendous overlap. I think maybe there's some folks who maybe disagree with that, but I see so much overlap. I think this is supporting his case to get whatever he wants, and I think that it's conceivable to me there could be a resolution where Sherman does stay. I do think that. I don't know what it looks like, and I'm not even saying it's likely, but I don't think Cohen's involvement necessitates Sherman and say Bell being out. It could be. But I think the scathing nature of it is it's kind of tilting people in that direction, which again, so I can understand it. And it may ultimately be right. Make no mistake. I'm just trying to break down the different probabilities here in different ways. Okay, the first quarter the expects revenue sharing, and we have all these potential revenue streams right now. We're going the PC angle with some of this stuff, but this stuff takes time, right? It just takes time to see it manifest in the quarterly performance and everything, and but even for that Xbox revenue sharing stuff as well. That's why I mean I hope that there's other in the works, or that they're close to them right now, so that they can. It has been a big part of my thesis that they would leverage this console cycle, right? But especially these important months in quarters in the first year to try to I mean, you got lines outside your store. You're not going to have lines outside your store for an extended period of time, maybe each holiday season, right? If there's new stuff coming out, if there's Switch in the first half of next year. But I always felt like this is the time to try to pursue some of these paths. And yeah. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh. Okay. I didn't see that post on StockTwits. Okay. What did you say? Oh, okay. Uber saying, wonder how many incremental shareholders have engaged Ryan Cohen since quarter three. So I was thinking about that too, Uber, right? I think we even talked about this in the last stream. You definitely had folks talking to him beforehand, right? Immediately following the letter, maybe before the quarterly earnings, talking about talking about all this shit, right? And now following it and seeing now that armed with significantly more information, we're like now talking through some of the stuff, next steps and all that. I agree, Uber. I wonder what they're talking about. Hey, Aaron, welcome back, Aaron. Same here, just observing. There's not much to do, just watching, just tracking the price action right now, just to keep your finger on the pulse of sentiment, but just observing. Sometimes that's all. Sometimes that's all you do, and that can be a good thing. You don't always have to be for my style. If we have, I'm just skeptical. There's too many like hyper day traders on the street, but for those folks, they're doing stuff. But for this one, just observing can be fine. Okay, Cameron seeing some beats coming up. That's right. So Junior, I agree. It's too much. It's too early to see material revenue from some of these new revenue streams, right? But that's why just the announcement will get people thinking about that transformation, the discount, the secular risks, and some of this, even if it isn't we don't see it in the quarterly readouts too all that much. More so about the narrative, perhaps. Steve. When I saw the price action today, I was going to toss out that smiley with there's no mouth. There's nothing. Maybe I'll toss it when I upload it. There's nothing to talk about. That smiley, Steve. Okay, Uber disagrees. No problem. No problem. Uber disagrees that Cohen and management team can come to terms. No problem. So out of curiosity, Uber, if I may ask, this is really obviously that's a path for me, right? Hopefully you know that with my analysis, Uber. My question for you is: are you assigning a 0% probability to them coming to terms? True. No, so this is true. Polygon talking about how the lines outside the store are exacerbated by capacity restrictions, social distancing. Totally true, Polygon. I was just trying to make my point of like, now is the time to engage with customers to try to go down new potential paths, whatever they are, right? Those in-store type stuff, that's actually, we know they had those social experiments they were working on. Of course, that's getting hit by the nature of the environment that they're in. But whether it's just now's the time, not just now. I meant more so, especially that first year, just re-engage in whatever way necessary to help transform the business, whatever that looks like. There's countless paths, and I don't claim to be an expert on some of them. I can just kind of see the optionality on some of that stuff. And I was just trying to use it to make my point is now's the time where GameStop is the top search item. Now's the time where everyone's talking about your company. Go there, chopping it. That's all I meant, Polygon. But you are right. 0% probability. All right. I'm sure. Thank you, Justin. As always appreciate that. Thank you, Justin, for sharing. Okay, Uber 2, 0%. Thank you both for sharing. As I'm sure you know, I disagree. I think it's quite a bit higher than that, even if not likely, but I appreciate. You know what I mean? Like, just them tossing that, like Justin and Uber tossing that out, boom, I know exactly where their mindset is at. That makes it so much easier for me. I know exactly where they're at. And how confident they may be in their analysis. And that's important to me too, because I know the depth of analysis that they have done. And they say, hey, this is the conclusion that we've drawn. And we are very, very confident in that. That's helpful for me. That's helpful. Again, even if I disagree with it, it's fine. Because now I can put myself in their shoes as part of their thesis goes. I go, wow, okay, I know they've done quite a bit of research. They've come to this conclusion. I've come to a different conclusion. And then that informs my thinking. Hey, Joe. Welcome back, Joe. Welcome back. Or minus 100%. Yeah, 0% or minus 100%. Got it. Yep. Alignment of incentives. Wait, did I just see that? I saw it just in time. I think I saw it. I think it was a thing I saw. I don't know. Is it normal for an Coliseum? Exactly. Oh, I did see that too, Fox. That's right. And we were talking about this the other day. Fox saying how it's just it can behoove everyone to come to the table and come to a resolution. This is why I'm kind of surprised how strong Justin and Uber. The battle with this destroyed nothing, Fox. Oh well, Justin, it destroyed some of their credibility, management's credibility. Right? I mean, they fought up, they did this presentation, spent money and everything, and they ended up losing. That's not a good look. But I don't even know if I have the right context here. I'm like, message retracted. That's a good point. Oh, message retracted. Okay. So, activist. So that's all right. Polygon. Yeah, he did call out Sherman. Polygon. That stuck out. And then later come to a favorable. So this is what I mean, Polygon. So Polygon saying, is it normal to call out the activist by CEO name, and then later come to terms? But that was my point. Is that special item suing for the special item suing for GME Finance definitely destroyed. Yeah, it is destroyed. Yeah, well, the value it may have destroyed, Justin, is the cost, the time, and which may be marginal. I'm just maybe the time and the mental effort spent pursuing it. But indeed, as far as what largely comprises our value, I agree with that. But oh yeah, that's right. Is that what Fox just said? Yeah, all paid by share. Yeah, I don't know what he was saying. I think that's what he said. Was that what I just said, Fox? I think I was just making the same point that. It's borne by shareholders, everything that happened. That's why it's in everyone's best interest. I mean, all the investors and the management team, if they could. But, damn, wow. Really? 0%? So to Polygon's point, I think part of the reason to believe that, right, is this comes off as like as a scathing letter toward Sherman, right? That's why I can understand it. I certainly don't think that's crazy. This Polygon saying how often do you see someone call out a direct CEO and a board and then they can come to a resolution? But I just think well, maybe this was Fox's point again. It was gone, so I don't know. But it's the incentives that are driving them. Everyone's incentivized to keep moving forward, regardless of the tone or the aggression. We were seeing in the letter. It's like, all right, that is true. It does stand out to me, Polygon. It was part of the reason that I think that I give serious consideration to what Justin and Uber's what their base case is. I give serious because I see the letter too. These coming right. It was way more aggressive. I'm sure I said this at the time when we were reading it than I was expecting. And boy, 0%. I appreciate you sharing that with me. I know. It's like a Polygon redacted. It does. Yeah, Polygon. If you delete them, it looks like top secret info. Yeah. Oh, shit. The whole thing, redacted. Everything's blacked out. Very important stuff. Very, very, very. No, I mean, I'm making a joke here to what they're talking about, but obviously there's good reason for some of them to be. I understand. But, well, let me say this. Let's say, can we, hypothetically, I don't want to ask, can we entertain this? Because who was it Justin? I can't remember who said, no, we cannot entertain this. But if it did happen, you'd even have some bulls who would be surprised by a resolution. That strikes me as not priced in maybe at all by the market, and then they would be caught by surprise. And that I would think might have a huge impact on the stock price, right? Even if not likely. And you multiply that by 0%, you get 0. So I get that part, but I'm just saying that sticks out to me, right? That even there's some people some of the most well-researched people on the stock think not possible. And so I appreciate that, but I think, okay, if it did, the impact that it would have on the stock price, right? It would have to be gigantic if they can even come to terms. And Justin, why isn't it possible for that? Why isn't that possible? Chairman +1. Just because they won't step down? Yeah. Rayback. Okay. But what if they did? What if they did? I mean, I don't even know if that's what they want. I mean, even just running with this hypothetical, right? I'm just running with this one. Okay. Okay. It does seem like that. It does seem like that's a distinct possibility that one would be grouped in. There's the case of what if it's not necessarily chairman, right? Does it have to be, or why does it have to be? Absolutely have to be. Could be, right? It definitely wants something much more than one lone seat, right? Can you expand? Why does it have to be, Justin? Thank you, Tragic. Cheers. Have a nice night, Tragic. Have a nice night. Appreciate that. The best thing is that the stock will go up. To me, the best thing is that the stock will go up, but not sure if the biz will be better. Okay. Yeah, I don't have 100% conviction in anything that Ryan Cohen wants. That's why I have to ask that, Justin. How can you be? There's just not enough. There's not enough. That's why I keep. What do you want, Ryan Cohen? What do you want? I mean, I use that meme. I mean, I use that graphic for something else, but expand by reject. Yeah, but yeah, I mean that you're not expanding on why it has to be though. Yeah, that's a possible pathway, right? Absolutely, that's a possible pathway. Is that there's chairman, there's CEO, there's 7 board seats. There could be just a more formal advisory type role, which does seem kind of I don't know about that. I don't know about that if that's big. I'm just tossing out possibilities. You know what I mean? Like things I try to think through. Certainly, it's something in a stronger capacity. Yeah, take it all with a pinch of salt. That's right. I agree. I mean, you have to, Fox. Hey, Jordan. What's up, Jordan? How you doing, Jordan? Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Oh, there's a couple of Jordans in there now. There's a couple of Jordans. But yeah, okay. I appreciate you sharing. I don't have 100% conviction in anything Ryan Cohen wants right now. I don't understand how you could. There's just not enough to go off of in this letter, in his 13Ds, the amended 13D, his the articles that have been published, and his emoji. Then we can try to piece together a story, but I'm nowhere close to 100% on any particular path. And obviously it's a big thing, right? Because it begs the question. Because if it is something material, something big, indeed, then that stuff drags on, right? Because you get to the point like Justin is where this stuff can't happen. The bigger the ask, the less likely it is to happen, number one, but even to happen quickly, number two, right? Because then that stuff gets dragged on. These are real potential paths. Absolute emoji no analysis. Give me hard and expensive process. Emoji no analysis. Stay glued to the chat method. Exactly, Dusty. Right? You got to. I know. I'm trying. I'm like, whoop, 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 whoop. Going back. Valuable stuff, huh? $2020. I wonder if we'll get something before year end. If we'll get an update on year end about some of this stuff before holiday readout, ICR. I mean, we only got a couple of weeks, right? Was it 2 weeks? 3 weeks? Maybe it waits. Maybe they're talking. Yeah, unlikely. Okay. Yeah. Publicly, right? Publicly, unlikely. I lean in that direction too. All else equal, the base case should be No crazy announcement, no big update. I think that should be the base case. I'm with that on the base case. I mean, the Cohen's stance looks even better. The Cohen's stance looks even better, right? We're already saying this in light of the sell-off following earnings, even if some of us think it was overdone. But now it's like, oh shit, okay, okay, Ryan Cohen, let's hear what you have to say. Even though excuse me, I see it as some of the trends still intact, but yeah, I see you, Jordan. Some of them, yeah, some of them are being retracted. I see you, Jordan Williams. I see you. Thought I sleep standing up, Jorge. I know, yeah. People try to keep the chat, keep the stream down, right? Beep boop 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 boop. No. Drasky, welcome back, Drasky. Welcome back. Cheers. Oh yeah, 1474. Yeah, well, at least we'd get back kind of on the trend we were. That's what I mean. That's why some of these sell-offs, like I think I said it this stream, right? The sell-offs can be, if you bounce back from that, very bullish, even more bullish, and it's more, the chart becomes more robust every time these things retest. Every time the show's like, okay, like I said, had the opportunity to sell off, instead it bounced back, blah blah blah. So you got to see. All right, that was a big sell-off, but and every time it gets stronger and stronger. Okay, Jorge calling for 15% move. 15% move. Henrik, welcome back. Henrik, cheers. I think welcome back. Try being pessimistic. Yeah. Well, we want to beat our own expectations, you know? Checking this out again. Not to belabor the point, how much more can I say on this stuff? But it does still seem more bullish to me. Although I think most people agree with that. But I was just kind of reviewing some of the language. Give me life. See Rebecca. Oh yeah. Oh, that was an early one. The Chernobyl one from Steve. I just can't help but wonder if it's a misleading data point. That's all. But indeed, maybe it's not, and I'm overthinking it, which is completely possible. Hey, Shreddy, welcome back. This is the crux. Yeah, cheers, Shreddy. That's right. So the roadmap slide from the presentation, so they're firmly planted in phase 2. I know that's what some of us. It's like they're kind of in that. Taking them a while to transform, and at least just change. That's what I say. It's going to take a transformation. Takes time. It takes money, and it takes time. That's okay. That's why for some of us, it's like, can you at least in the meantime tell a better story so that we can buy into that long-term transformation? And so I maybe touching on some of the, I don't know which specific slide, Shreddy, but indeed it seems like they're kind of still focused on some of those early steps, which is still okay. I mean, I don't mean that you don't go. This isn't linear. You don't go boom, 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 and then move on to the next one. But that's my point, is it's not linear. Some of these are almost certainly being worked on at the same time. Some of these transformational makeshift. Welcome back, makeshift. Cheers. Been able to hop on a couple recent ones, but it's not linear, right? They're kind of working on a whole bunch of them at the same time. And I just think, but most of the stuff we're hearing about, it seems to be those early type things. And I just think, come on, now the new consoles are out. Can give us a bit more. Yeah, we'll have to see. But like I said, if they did it, and from here on out, now we're going to start hearing about all that stuff, well, then that's really, really, really good. But then if you don't have it, I'm like, oh man, then I'm kind of like, come on, what the hell? What the hell? I don't know. I just really thought that give it a bit more time. Give it a bit more time for me. For like the effectiveness of the management team and how they're handling some of this stuff. Hey, thank you, Jorge. Oh, Jorge, did you have that ticker? Now I'm caught up, Jorge. I was trying to get caught up on some of those. Jorge, if it's a ticker that I put in stock charts and it don't come up, I swear. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Oh shit. Let me pull up. What was happening on the daily? Bitcoin. Oh, what was that? What's marijuana been doing? Anything been happening on that one? We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. It can't be. Oh, there's an ETF. I keep forgetting that one. Oh, that looks good. That looks interesting. Okay. We had tossed up a whole bunch of them a couple of weeks ago. Someone had shared like a whole bunch of them. Most of them look like shit, but these ones, the ETF looks okay. Looks okay. This one it's kind of a sharp decline over, was that like 2 years or so? I mean, that's not bad. Oh, ISNG. Okay, here we go, Jorge. Oh, is that? Oh. Jorge! He does it on purpose! No. Oh, the Mariana Trench. Remember that? I mean, that was always like one of those geography type trivia questions, right? And what did it go by? Challenger Deep? Was that the other name? Challenger Deep? Jorge! Oh, yeah, the Chernobyl one was great. I had just seen Chernobyl early this year, too, I think. Oh, yeah. UNFI. I remember that. I remember that bad boy. Hey, it's holding. It's holding. Oh, yeah, it's sold off. It's still running that level, huh? 1520. Ain't nothing happening right now. I didn't dig into that. I didn't dig into that earnings readout. Boy, it hasn't done nothing. Hasn't done much for a while. Oh, INSG. Oh, okay, Jorge. Okay. Okay. Oh. Hey, Jorge, this doesn't... Because see draw lines. I do anything I want. What do I want it to say, Jorge? What do I want it to say? Oh, so I've been invested in as a speculative play, right? Riot before. And value in the same. Uranium, I'm ready to. Oh, uranium was looking good too. XD madam wave payments. It's a little fraud that good. Oh, the day before. What is this? I mean look how far. Look how. I mean, nah, it's a little bit. It must be. I mean, it looks like it's a tech bubble. It was back in a tech bubble type play back in the day. Let's just do 15 years. There we go. That's better. Any insider buy? Ooh, selling. December. Sold on Monday. 36 million. Looks like it might have just been an investment firm. I was going to say, yeah, telecom, tech bubble type play, huh? Mobile type stuff. I'm not much of an expert on mobile, in the mobile space. On the other hand, there can be some upside there. Boy, too bad there wasn't an insider buying, Jorge. It doesn't look all that bad. This kind of looks kind of interesting. Not so much for my traditional like value type play, but chart looks interesting, Jorge. It does. Getting overbought and stuff. What's the market cap? 1.4 billion? Wow. Okay. Okay, Jorge. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Mara. Hi. Yahoo Finance. Okay, 463. Riot's small. Not as small as I thought. Oh, that's because it's up quite a bit, I suppose. Oh, some crypto stuff. Ooh, all up. Oh, okay. All right. So small. That's the thing. So I have no opinions on any of these Polygon. But what I'd say is, to your point, with some of these, like if crypto does take off and goes crazy, and you're gonna see like Bitcoin go from keep on running everything, like all this stuff might run. I'm probably not gonna touch it, but maybe I don't know. Maybe. I mean, now that Bitcoin's breaking out above 20K, now it's like, boy, okay, could the other stuff start running too? That stuff, highly speculative, and so, you know what I mean? Like, low conviction stuff, but you think, boy, could it keep running? And it could kind of bring everything with it. On the other hand, this could also be a fake out. It breaks out and then goes, but if you're just going strictly by the chart, but per people. Okay. Oh, uranium. You say uranium 3 times? Jordan appears. Yeah, uranium. Oh, yeah. I was talking to Jordan about... Jordan and I were talking about CCJ here. We're talking about this move right here. It's kind of breaking out a bit. Maybe it's a lot of commodities generally are kind of breaking out a bit, but uranium is one of them. And the big story here is the U.S. dollar, in my opinion. Look at this U.S. dollar. Like if you just showed me this chart, you could have kind of forecasted the moves in a lot of the other stuff that tend to track a declining dollar. The question is, does it just retest this like 89.90 range? But if it keeps on going, poof, really bullish. But right now, this is what you're seeing. This is why you're seeing some of these run up. Like a kind of like an inflationary edge to some of these things. There's a lower valuation for that. Okay. Oh, 5G, Jorge. Okay, yeah, 5. Let's go. What's one of those spaces where you could see that, like where like a compelling chart means a little bit more, possibly, because what is that upside? It can be. I mean, I'd pull up the fundamentals, take a peek at the fundamentals, but right off the bat, that's the type. Okay, 5G type stuff. Hey Trey, welcome Trey. Cheers. Happy Wednesday, Trey. Makeshift, yeah, Makeshift saying crypto generally has been killing it. Oh yeah, someone did mention DPW. Was it UR codes? Might have been. That looks interesting too. I mean, but that's a real bad. Yeah, someone did talk. Was it James? I think it was James. who was talking about it. He mentioned a couple that just went. Oh yeah. Jordan mentioned you. Yeah, Makeshift. It was cranking all the way over above 20K now. XRP? What's XRP, Jorge? Oh, you mentioned that one, the crypto one. Okay. Hey, at least it came up, Jorge. At least it came up. It's a similar looking. Oh, not breaking out, but XRP. Interesting. That's the thing. I kind of just I kind of group them all together for my type of analysis. I can't distinguish between any of these. I literally have zero opinion on a relative, except for Bitcoin is the household name. That's the household name, so I put a higher. It's separated from the others a bit, but everything else I kind of. I know Ethereum is a big one too, but the other ones, yeah, the other ones exist is supportive of a general crypto type, like people getting real excited about it, because then it's like, oh, all these different little things, because that can, in theory, lead to bubble type behavior, right? Not to say what the high level price or anything like that is, but those are the types of characteristics that can support real bubblicious type behavior with stuff. Oh, and there you go. Uber mentions that. Yeah. When does the indeed if it is indeed a bubble, when does it pop? Right. That's the big question with a lot of stuff like this, right? When's the end point? When's it going to turn? When's the inflection point? Is it a bubble yet? I'm certain you have many people out there who think nope, not a bubble yet. I'm just saying like this has the types of characteristics that it can go. And oh, how's Tesla doing by the way? Because I as far as like difficult to value type stuff. I mean, is this thing just going to go to 1,000 now? Is it just going to go to that nice round $1,000, which is a huge market cap? You're closing in on $1 trillion market cap at that point. But I just think that it has similar types of things too that can. And I know many people think it already is in a bubble, but I believe some of those same people have been saying it for years, right? And these are the things. These things can keep on going, rips your face off. It's so painful. And to Uber's point, that's the big question. When does it end? When does it end with some of this stuff? And yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I see the chart. I think, that still looks good. The chart looks good. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, Blessed. For many folks, it's very, very speculative, right? But there's other folks, there's people out there who think that there's a fundamental thesis to it. Not a fundamental thesis in how many of us analyze fundamentals based on free cash flows and stuff like that, but a different type of a fundamental thesis, more like a macro type angle, and that what its long-term use case could be. I would just argue that should be low conviction analysis. It should be, because that's really, really difficult to model that type of stuff. It's so difficult I don't do it. I would have such low conviction on that type of stuff, but other people do it, and it could be that they ultimately will be right. As a matter of conservatism, I have to discount that type of analysis. I have my hands are tied with that some for some of that stuff, Blessed. But when things are very speculative like that, it can keep on going. What's to stop it? What's to stop some of these things? You know what I mean? By all, this is the thing to people. If we're calling this a bubble, whatever, like, and if Bitcoin were a bubble, right? How is it making new all-time? Like 3 years later, like 19, was it 20? Is it 3 years? Trying to do it was 2017, right? Like 3 years later, making new all-time. Like, talk about a painful bubble if you're betting against it. But that's the thing. Even asset classes like this can go hugely overbought, and then they settle down. But it didn't crash. It's not like a. That's the thing, like for true bona fide, when you're near inflection points, that tends to be it. For it to bounce back, that's painful for the bubble theory. Not to say that it couldn't hold water down the line, but it's like, oh, what? You know what I mean? Like the arguments today were valid a couple of years ago as well, and wouldn't you know, boom, taking it back out again. No, I didn't, Trey. Trey, I was asking this. Trey, no, I didn't. You got news on the Bitcoin front? I don't know why it broke out. Let me know. Oh, Polygon, I missed that. The break even stuff. Going to sit around, let book Bitcoin. A lot of crypto stuff, yeah. Oh, okay. It just stopped on me. Oh shit. Oh, it's chat's heating up, baby. Chat's heating up. Oh, talk about Square and PayPal leveraging. Was that some of the recent news? I missed that. Roll big tech involved. You use my US position. URG. Oh, some uranium plays. Talking uranium. Talking crypto. We're talking potential bubbles. EV is another one that can have those types of characteristics. Okay, look at the February. Oh, is there a good amount of volume on the UNFI? That's the thing. It's with the volume though, sometimes, Justin, like it goes both ways with some of that. So it can be. I mean, I guess it can be bullish on like option volume, but like I don't know. I know that they had the outstanding confirmation that they were re-signing with Amazon. Is that something that still has? I didn't even dig into the quarterly release. That's still not confirmed yet. I know that was likely, right? Because that's the type of thing that it seems it didn't happen, right? Because if it did, we would have seen some sort of price reaction, right? I know you would know. I don't know. Like manufacturers, market. IPOs, EVs, or crypto. SPACs. Everything bubble. That's the thing. Everything bubble's been a phrase people have been using for years. Real bubblicious type behavior. That's why it's easier to just... It's almost easier, instead of just saying something is definitively a bubble and trying to call inflection points, which I struggle with. I just try to keep an eye out for certain characteristics, like bubblicious type behavior or bubblicious type characteristics that I'm like, yeah, that's the type of thing that can really energize people and get people real excited and passionate about it. And then just think, yeah, that has some characteristics of that. And it was part of my Bitcoin thesis, if you will. Oh, yeah, blessed. No, it did split. It did split. I didn't so much mean hitting the price point. I mean, at this point, it hitting $1,000 again. But yes, it did just split. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's incredible what Tesla has done. Oh, is that what it is? Makeshift? Almost 5,000 is what it would be now? Wow. Unbelievable. That's right. Zenian says people buy Tesla because it looks good in their portfolio. It sounds ridiculous, but do we talk about this before? Where people just be like, oh yeah, I want to have that stock. I want to have that story stock in my portfolio so I can talk about it. That's a thing. And part of what fuels that is whether or not the stock has been up in recent quarters, in recent years. But yeah, I agree. Oh, okay. Is PayPal the news there? Okay. What's to stop Tesla? Yeah. That's the thing. As long as Elon's around, he can support that shit. Oh yeah, absolutely, Blessed. I agree with that. Blessed says, I think something can be purely speculative and not a bubble. Absolutely. They don't go... I think it's really difficult to have a bubble without it being speculative. Usually that's like a prerequisite for a bubble, is that there needs to be rampant speculation, really difficult... not even really... like things that... You know what I mean? Like, I don't think... But you can have something that's speculative but not a bubble. 100% agree with that. I feel like that's objectively true, definitely. Oh, okay. Thank you, Trey. The hub started accepting crypto for premium subscription. Oh. Wait, did they? No, I thought there was other... Was it the PayPal stuff? I thought it was the PayPal stuff. Hugo, what up, Hugo? Cheers. Oh, small company. Hey, chart looks... I mean, this looks like... if Hugo, if I pulled up this ticker, I'd be like, who on the stream? I'd be like, that seems like a Hugo ticker based on... What did they do? Esports company just announced part of Philadelphia Eagles. Esports? Incorporated in Birkirkara, Malta? Wow, that's a first. Esports, wagering. Okay. Gaming's kind of in favor. Give me Bitcoin. Kathy one. All right. Let me. There we go. Justin saying, check out these calls right there. Say, oh, February. $200. I'm looking at the right one. What? Am I looking in the wrong spot? I only see 217, dude. I just scrolled up. Okay. Oh, I just see Fox. Fox, peace out. Always good to have you. You have a nice night. You have a nice night, Fox. Cheers. Something. It's crazy to me. Spend the stuff, but it works. Yo, yeah. That's that ARC stuff. Yep. Yeah, that's kind of. That just was deep value. Uber. Ain't that shit the truth, Uber? Ain't that shit the truth, Uber? Oh, it just jumped ahead. Ooh, oh, okay. I don't see it here, Justin, for what that's worth. Yeah, that is meaningful. But that's the thing. The people were selling them too, right? You know, that's the thing. That's why I tend to discount that stuff. It's it's not meaningless. I just don't know. Sometimes it's hedging type stuff, but that is a huge amount. I wonder why it doesn't show here, Justin. Maybe. They're not always accurate on some of this stuff. I know they're not always accurate. Yeah, sometimes it's screwy. Sometimes it's screwy. Okay. Oh, I went way too high. Oh, where was it? Was Uber saying? Somebody. I know, right? It don't seem like it with some of these tickers. It don't seem like it. Oh, that's funny. Right. Watch list. I was eating about A&W stock because I like A&W. I remember about some of those. See, let's take over. Yeah, is Elon interested in GameStop? Talk about storytellers, right? Talk about storytellers. TTCF, Rigo. Tattooed Chef. Now that is a name. Cool name. Oh, okay. Silverside. That's right, exactly. Silverside. It says that their fair value for GameStop next year on the low end. I wonder what RC thinks. It's also evolved over time, Silverside. So they had been updating what they felt their fair value was. Their latest, if I recall correctly, was high teens. Post share buybacks that no one really talks about. Oh, okay. Oh, they announced it a while ago. Okay. Thanks, Trey. Oh, okay. Yep. Thanks, Trey. Trey clarifying what the buckets could be. Later, Foxed. Oh, stimulus. Yep. Is anything finalized yet? Oh, not yet. Okay. Oh yeah, rad too, huh? I frequently think about this, maybe because it just so happened so recently, but when Rad, after their earnings call, went from sub 8 to 24 in 1 week's time. Talk about some quick squeezy behavior. Oh, you in England, our coach. Cheers, Peps one. Well, later, our coach. You have a nice night. Okay. Deuces. Deuces. Okay, I'm reading if y'all think it's likely, actually. Okay, maybe some checks too. 2 days. Now that is holy. Hey, that'd be nice. Oh shit. Oh no, so I had been yeah, not anymore. Picked up some CCL back in the day, right? When everything was kind of selling off, but I don't even think it's still in there. No opinions recently. A lot of uncertainty, I assume. No, exactly. I know, right? It seems like it's, even if not likely, it seems possible. That I don't know what the story was here, but Uber's saying how it could be tied to. It could happen. That's the thing. Uber. Like I was surprised. Like I said, I was surprised that no one had stepped in before Ryan Cohen. I'm probably said this on the streams. I can't remember, but I remember thinking some initially I was thinking some PE firms, but then I remember thinking like some like Carl Icahn type just hop in here and shake things up. Like this is such an unusual setup that I don't know how this stuff works or what the implications are if anything happens. And I think, but it's not like a super small company anymore. It's a $1 billion market cap, but even still, but I think the secular risks. Scare a lot of people off. They think, nah, I don't want to deal with that. And we definitely talked about this a couple of months ago. Carl Icahn got burned by Blockbuster. Wasn't so much, as it turned out, it was more the kind of the management team going up against him. But and I remember thinking like, he got burned, but he's like, no, I'm not touching that shit again. No, Polygon, I don't remember, but let me pull it up. LDOS, mention these ones. I feel like so many tickers people mention. What did you say? Early November? Early November? Oh, jeez. Oh, okay. Is that a bigger company? That's okay. This one's okay. I hate when I miss like the doubles and the triples. This one's okay with me. I mean, still painful for you though if you were dialed. Oh, you had them. Well, so this is the thing, Polygon. For what it's worth, context with everything. When you see these run-ups, and you may know this, for my own sake too, when I see a stock run up, like the context of if other things are running up with it, then you can at least feel like it's like the whole sector and industry are running up. It's like everything's kind of running up together. And some things have been running up over the past 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or whatever the hell it's been. And but that's why it's good to check those out too. And I try to make it more of a routine, but I haven't been doing a good job of it. But like tracking like what's going on with sectors and industries and stuff. But Yeah, nice run, Polygon. Nice run. What do you say? Early November for this one, too? Yeah, let's say a lot of stuff has bounced back strongly. That's why I say that. Where the hell am I? Where am I? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, no much opinion on today's price action, Trey. Right? Not much was happening. Kind of just dilly dallying, just dilly dallying. I'd say I really like. There's nothing to even for if you have a similar investment style to mine, which if you don't, no problem. But if the stock is between 13 and 14.50, ain't nothing. Just kick back. You turn everything off. Ain't nothing happening. Now we got, what is this, 1, 2, and that's why Monday was notable. Let's see what happens on that, retesting that trend. Now it's like, all right, don't be surprised if it goes back down to 13. And you already know what I'm going to say if it does, but all right, whatever. James, you probably did. I think you caught a couple of them. What? No, you didn't. Did you? What? Did you, James? James, did you enter the sticker on the stream? Oh, James. This can't be real. This can't be real. $5 to 150? What's that, 30x in a day? Look at this. It went to 150. I mean, you would never, even if you just got the 5x, you'd be pretty happy with that. Boom. Then it went down to 45 and then back up to 120. What the hell, James? Holy. Yeah, Ribus is right. Oh, damn. Oh, okay. Let me pop that up. Oh, let me get to that. What the? Oh, there. Okay. I don't know. I can't. I'm not as familiar with this. I mean, is this it? This link shows that Market Watch investing stock unified February. What did you say? February? Volume? Dude, but do I still not see it? Am I a dummy? That's the thing. I still don't know. For my sometimes I see a lot of volume with stuff and then nothing. It's like there's people on the opposite side of it too. Was it there? Am I an idiot? I could be. Y'all know I could be. 19. I'm just looking for that. I don't know. Hey, cheers, Trey. Cheers, Trey. Oh, James, you eyeing the insider buying? Oh. Okay. Was there insider buying for this one, dude? Not much. All right, that's not nothing. Oh, James. Did it just go public, though? Was this like part of them IPOing or something like that? CEO picking up 600K. Good eye, James. Guess what? Insider buying. That's always the trend. Cheers, James. That's why I say if folks, I mean, I have a particular style of I mean, right now we got a quiet GameStop day. We got to catch up on some other tickers here, right? But it's always helpful to have context with some of these things that I'm sure James has in the past. But hey, here's a ticker. There's been tremendous insider buying. Like that's the type of thing where I'm like, oh yeah, sick. If I uploaded an investment style video to the channel that I talk about some of the things I like to see, but insider buying is one of them, James, as I'm sure I mentioned. I don't know, on the stream, I can't remember. But indeed, that's a big thing I look at too. So nice find, picking up on some insider buying. There's so many more variables to take a peek at, right? I'm not talking to James, but everyone. Like there's other things, but that's a big thing that I really, really like to see. And it's been a knock. There hasn't been too much for GameStop. But interesting, James. Cool. Hey, Anthony, cheers, cheers. We were talking about Bitcoin earlier. We were talking about shit. This is looking good. Oh, is that the weekly? Oh, that's the monthly. Even better. Getting overbought again. Getting overbought. Yeah, we talk about that. Yeah, hey James, let us know if you come across your next 30 bagger, your 1 day 30 bagger, that would be great. If Whoa, James, you did? That's incredible. Props, dude. I mean, hopefully, I did. I mean, that's a real difficult thing. So it's one thing to like even capture some of the like plays like that. Not that I've ever been a part of one. I don't think that I have. Not on the on the equity side of things. That's very very rare. But it's difficult to capture the upside. Like people see the charts and they think, oh, they went up 30x. It's very difficult to get 30x on one of those, right? Because you may not capture the perfect bottom. In that case, maybe you could because it was kind of just stable there prior to it. But then you're selling on the way up because you don't know. Things go 5x like this. People are selling on the way up. Did I? 15 times it was halted? I've never heard of that before. 15 halts? Well, that's how you get something like that running. James Levin. Matthew, welcome, Matthew. Ivan. Jamie Tart. Yeah, that'd be nice if that happens at GME. Oh, man, yeah, it is on there? I'm such an idiot, Justin. Okay, here's the calls. Expires February. Right? Oh, February 2021. 17,000? 19,000? It's right there. I was looking in this box right there. There you go. Oh, that's a good amount of volume. Oh, there's a good amount of volume across all those up ones, huh? Was it mirrored anywhere else? Like with any, they sell any other ones? No, nothing sticks out. Interesting. I did see the swapping. No, actually, I'm just talking about that right there. What Uber's talking about. I did see that with GameStop late last week, where there were some huge options trades. Again, same thing though. I don't know how to what to make of some of these things. But I started swapped out from different expiries. My mouse was right on top of it, Justin. Ah, see what I mean? My default assumption is I'm an idiot. Oh, damn. My bad, Justin. Well, that's the thing, James. That was small insider buying, though. That's the only thing about that insider buying. Which is not, but you're right. I mean, it's not meaningless. Oh, this is a different ticker. Oh, this is a different ticker. Oh, okay. So that's a fun, but even still. Oh, that's a good amount of buy. Did this thing already run? For those new to the stream, I tend to deal in value stocks, but we get some curious tickers lately that is for some of them move up quickly. Hey, that's some notable insider buying. I'll give you that, James. Mostly just the CEO in this firm, this outside firm. Gold Street Capital. Bunch of Form 4s for all probably just those two tickers. You can, if you on Open Insider, you can kind of see the other tickers that they filed for those before. Kind of just see the other ones that they may have dealt in the past. Oh, 6 Silverside. Cheers. Silverside, thanks for Open Insider. Terrific, because I love it too. I'm glad to hear that you like it. It's sick, isn't it? You can do it for... It's good if you can... if you're tracking stocks already in a spreadsheet, then you can kind of leverage some of the data there and cross it. You've seen me talk about it in different ways. But even if you go to Open Insider, their main website, as you, I'm sure, know, but for folks who don't know, it's sick. Cheers to the Open Insider folks too. Just a free website here. Very simple, very basic, but useful. And they do latest cluster buys, top office purchases of the week, latest insider purchases, insider sales. I'm always focused much more on the buying. Oh, the six Silverside. I'm glad you like it. There's other ones out there too, but I find this to be the simplest. It's most straightforward. It just works. It just gets the job done. So basic. Oh, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. And insider buying is such a huge part of my approach. Yeah, gap it up. I'll take that. Oh, there was huge volume spikes in the oh, okay. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Interesting price action today. Just got big. Clearly someone buying into it, huh? Look at that. That is notable. Should have pulled up that price too. Hey, it's a little bit of a similar chart to holy shit, it's a very similar chart to GameStop. Isn't it? Like, I mean, this is the intraday stuff. Like the past 2 weeks though, it's in a range, a little bit there, got right back in. I'm almost caught up. Peace out, Uber. Cheers. Have a nice night, Uber. Trey, yeah, that's a great question. What's going to change the shorts' minds? Really, only I think it's we've talked about that. Is that I think it's grounded in the long-term secular risks with GameStop, and the only way to change their minds is successful execution of certain initiatives that change their thinking about that. And the Microsoft partnership was one example of that, but that's what I mean. There has to be others, but until those are at least inked and announced, like you're not even like there's still going to be crazy short interest. But I suspect that they would at least start closing Trey if they at least started seeing stuff announced, and then they can start modeling, oh, you know what, free cash flow is going to be larger looking out 4 or 5 years than what we were pricing in, which was zero, or cash burn. Some people are already modeling cash burns like 2 years out from now. So even though it will take years to maybe monetize some partnership like that, right now sentiment is so negative and short interest so high because they see nothing. They see nothing. And so I think it's... I mean, maybe if and then or the actual free cash flows and earnings coming through into the bottom line will help in Q4 and Q1 and Q2, but I'm confident that they're modeling some of those already. So it's going to be a question: are they going to beat and outperform what they model? You have to beat in a big way, but they kind of know that GameStop's going to do okay in Q4, Q1. They're not going to be surprised by earnings. I suspect these are sophisticated institutions. They're not totally crazy. They're just grounded in a thesis that's just vastly different than ours, I suppose. But Right now, GameStop can point to the Microsoft partnership as far as like that terminal value isn't zero, and that's legitimate. That's what I mean. I think that has a terminal value, but besides that, it's like, how long are people going to continue buying GameStop's the products that they have and the whole omni-channel? But that's what I mean. Like, I even think that's a potential path. Like, but are they actually going to succeed on that front? Where people would prefer to shop at a GameStop relative to some of its peers? That might persist out more than a couple of years. Like, that's what I mean. Like, that's kind of like soft type stuff that's not eye-catching for. It's not particularly eye-catching for folks. And if that's the case, then that stuff takes time, and they just close over time. But if you're expecting like a sudden closing of the positions, then you need something like, oh, whoa, wow, I didn't realize they were actually going to have another partnership with some of these other firms, or blah blah blah. But other than that, it just might be earnings and stuff, and I don't know. It's already persisted much longer than I was expecting. That we're still over 60 million shorts. If you told me that like a year ago, I'd have been like, "Are you kidding?" Like, I would have thought that my thesis was broken already. If you told that, there you go. If you told me that we were still at 60 million plus shorts a year ago, I would have thought, so I messed up. So I was wrong. I was wrong about the thesis and all that. That's what I mean. I'm like kind of confused that it's as elevated as it is, and I kind of feel like it's kind of unfolding okay, but yeah, they just need to show a bit more, I suppose. Well, they don't need to do it. This management team doesn't care about the short. It seems to me they don't care all that much as far as they're openly talking about it. Maybe they care about it behind closed doors. We could never. How could we have any idea? But as far as the way they handle some of these, they've handled this year in the conference calls, it seems like they don't care, for better or worse. I'm just observing. In which case, they'll just this management team just stick into their process, executing over time, no urgency, no rush, which is part of what Cohen's calling them out for, right? But that's what I mean. Like, it could be that that's how we're perceiving them, but hopefully that they're working on some stuff that we don't know about, because that's what I mean. Like, if it's still 6 months and the only thing you really have to hang your hat on as far as looking out many years in the future is the Microsoft partnership where GameStop is participating in the digital space, right? The one that we already know about. And then like a revamped omni-channel type thing that people prefer to shop at a GameStop because of over some of their competitors, that's a real thing. I do think that, but not particularly sexy. But I think that's all you got, like 6 months from now. I'm like, come on. And so I think, because I think that, I feel like the shorts do. They're like, well, I'm not closing based on this. I still think that your earnings are going to be shit a year out from now, and how could you know unless you just get to that point? I don't know. Rambling now. Yeah, you did call that, James. You did. I remember you talked about DPW. That's right. Oh, GME 50? Yeah, we'll take that ship. Squeeze. Squeeze. Well, at this point, I don't know if it could catch everyone by surprise, Matt, because a lot of people are at least talking about it. But I see what you're saying. Saying, hey, what if the price just starts running? That's what I was thinking, Matt. That what if that price just starts running and starts breaking above certain levels? Oh, that's not it. That it can just keep on running, and then like shorts can be shaken out of their position, even if it weren't anything specific. But yeah, beyond me. Above my pay grade. I doubt we get a December sales update, Rigo. I mean, that will be, you know what I mean? Because it's going to be like the first week in January. That's what we'll get. We'll get the update for the full holiday season. That's what we'll get. Yeah, he could. Mark, cheers, Mark. Mark's saying that he maybe Cohen waits for the next news release to come out before he says anything. Trey, nothing right now. No individual videos right now. I know I still trying to think through some of that stuff, Trey. But nothing imminent. Nothing imminent. Out of curiosity, Trey, is there anything like? Would you like company specific videos? Is that what you would be curious about? And I mean, I guess I can open that question up to anybody. I've really just been streaming. I uploaded those videos back over the summertime now. And then I guess I did the GameStop the GameStop Inquirer video. But other than that, it hasn't been much. And my plan was with the Roaring Kitty Corner was to do it for some other companies too, so that when you see some of these tickers, that you kind of know my quick take on some of them. Like it would take me a minute to do a Bitcoin one, but I just didn't get around to it. Just been low on time recently, but hopefully this changes. Hopefully this changes soon. I can spend some more time. This is why I always encourage and appreciate the feedback, because it's like, oh, people interested in that type of stuff or find this helpful. For my own sake, I was doing some of the research stuff just to share, because that's my research. Like even the stream with, I mean, now we're mostly talking GameStop, but when I'm tracking stocks, like that's my research, that's my approach. Hey, Search One. Aloha. Welcome back, Search One. Cheers. Yeah, January sales number, GME sales numbers could disappoint. They could. Okay, so Polygon talk about company-specific analysis videos too. Yeah, so that's and just a reminder, I don't dive as deep. I don't dive as deep as I did into GameStop into many companies at the same time. Like GameStop is by far the one that I'm like that I'm dug into, right? I just who has the time to dig so deep, and that's why we can even talk about so much, because it's I have dug in so deep. But many of these other names, it's I've especially the top names, like I've researched, I've looked into it, but I haven't really uncovered every single last aspect. It's kind of just some basic rules of thumb and what I've seen work in the past. And you get to a point where you can just do some quick analysis. I showed this in one of my videos where I leveraged some of these extensions in Google Chrome, which apparently I lose them. Like something like this one, but right, like I can open up a whole bunch of like 6 or 7 tabs. I can kind of do the Pareto principle, like 80% of my research, just like within a couple of minutes. It sounds silly. It sounds ridiculous, I know, but that's what I mean. That's why I'm not taking huge positions in them, because it's like, all right, I'm pretty dug in. I feel confident enough about this, but then there's like 1, maybe 2 stocks where I'm like, this one looks really interesting. Let me dig in deep, and that's where it's easy to spin up a 20 or 60 minute video of my research and stuff, because you can see everything that I've done. But that's the thing. No one's but to Polygon's point is that even if it were just a quick video on like just sharing that, to share what I landed on, whether it's insider buying or pulling up the bonds and being like, this aspect looks compelling, or walking through the fundamentals. I haven't even pulled up fundamentals for companies the past couple of weeks. There's been a lot happening with GameStop, I guess, but it does seem like that would be beneficial. I just haven't gotten to it yet. And still testing stuff out, right? Everything's a test. Everything's an experiment. And I drag my feet with stuff too. Okay, I'm thinking it could run up. Yeah, it could run up into some. Well, that's what it's done quite a few times. It kind of runs up into kind of buy the rumor, sell the news type thing. GameStop's done that in the past. Maybe it happens this time too. Yeah, Bari hasn't talked about GameStop at any time. Actually, he hasn't really talked too much about. I mean, he's kind of like tweeted out a couple things tangentially related to GameStop. Didn't he mention Taylor Brands one time? Just close out of some tabs here. And Tesla, he talked about Tesla too. I do know that company, Polygon. That's a bigger one. There hasn't been much insider buying. I just pulled this up. I just haven't seen anything for the companies I track. Oh, U-Haul. That's a good. Reverse split. Split. Yeah, I haven't. There's been nothing that's caught my. Hey, there's your ELYS right there. Oh, you got some new ones. You see that? Oh, I probably already pulled that up. Yeah. Thanks, Polygon. Yeah. That's the thing, and especially if people have similar styles, Polygon. Because if you have a similar style, and I realize not everyone does, but then it's like, all right, because I feel the same way, Polygon. If someone like Polygon, if you had the same exact style as mine and you did very similar research to me, if you shared that, I'd be like, oh shit, because it will get your attention. You'd see the insider buying, like just something that compiles all that into a couple of minutes. And that was my intent. That was my intent. And then it's like, like as soon as I uploaded those videos, then GameStop started taking, like the story started started evolving in real time. And then, but indeed, I appreciate that, and I agree with that too, Polygon. I need an interview with Jim Cramer. Yeah, Jim, call me up. Call me up. Hugo. I'll show up there. People are like, oh, you probably can't. You can. Are they in studio? Are they in studio right now? They're like, okay, now let's kick it to. Now let's kick it to the. Oh shit, it's backwards. Let's kick it to the Roaring Kitty channel for the latest views on the different stuff, and then I'll just generate. They'll cut it to me, and then I'll just start talking. I'm like, well, let me just voice my opinion on this and on that, and they'll be like, what the hell's going on here, right? We'll see, Hugo. We'll see if they're interested in that type of stuff. They may not be ready for that. I don't know. Canadian. Well, that's yeah, good question, Matt. Those would be my stipulations. I'd be like, I need the beer. I know what it is, right? Hopefully, it will be on a big up day. Hopefully, it'll be on an up day. You're right. Oh no, Hugo. Hugo's always sharing this ticker with an emoji. Always sharing it with an emoji. For good reason. That's always a bad sign. That's always a bad sign. Oh, okay. It's still hanging out there. It's hanging out there. I told you, Hugo. I did confirm, and I saw another one in a different city, in different town, and it was the same. The Badger. It was Badger again. I still don't know if I pulled the. I have no excuse at this point. Oh, 10-minute videos. Yeah, I've noticed that YouTube videos have been getting longer over the past couple of years, and I figured it is for like to include like advertisements and stuff. I figured there was some, like the people who are well followed. I'm like, all right, they must be incentivized to do the longer videos now. How about 6-hour streams? Oh shit! All right, anything happening today? Bitcoin was up. There you go. Tilray. Oh, Tilray. I think that was one of the charts that looked like shit. No. There could be something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. Kind of a quiet day. Oh, CDE bounce. Oh, how's silver doing? Silver popping? Oh, must be. This was my my silver play, kind of like my go-to. It used to be Pan American, but then I switched to CDE. It was a huge winner. Wait, wasn't a winner? It like always gets sold off with everything else. That I don't, as I recall, it's not even that leveraged. I'm like, boom, 6. So that's always like my go-to. Very speculative for other people, but I'm like, nah, it's fine. Just like it's been New Gold. New Gold's been popping too, right? What's gold doing? Yeah, it did really settle down quite a bit, huh? Oh, silver. Okay. All right, something happening. They coming back in favor. All right. Yeah, hey, Philly. Cheers, Philly. Ain't exactly Sherman's got no plan over there. Oh shit, that's funny. Oh, that's the shortest video that can have the. Oh, okay. Thank you, Polygon. I didn't even realize that. I'm not looking into that stuff. But I appreciate you. I was wondering. 10 minutes. Okay, that's even shorter than I was thinking. I was thinking it could be 15 and 20. Does it matter what they got over there? Oh. Do I still have it? No, I closed it. Blah 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 on me channel. See what idea has been running lately. Hey L, what up L? Welcome back L. Cheers. I'll have you know, I've only said at the market all day today. I promise L. I promise. I think so. I'm actually not even sure. How embarrassing is that? Oh, I don't know what that is. Yeah, that chart looks interesting too. Always a starting point, right? That's what I mean. Like, aren't the charts good for screening? Don't you see? I mean, the name looks like something that I wouldn't deal in. Let me look at it. Now I got to look up the profile just to see. You know what I mean? Like biotech, yeah. But then you think, oh, what's happening here? And then you might go dig in. And then like maybe James digs in and then sees insider buying, or maybe vice versa, sees insider buying, and then that insider buying is a screener too. Then goes, checks the charts. Oh, so what's happening here? And then you might dig in. Boom. It takes 30 seconds in total to do both those. Cheers, Philly. Oh, L. Thank you, L. Whew. I appreciate you. It's too bad I didn't glance over. I appreciated you telling me, because if I just glanced over, but I wasn't paying attention, you would have trying to help me. My bad. Hey, we closed post-market. Oh, did we? Polygon? Oh, we'll take that. We'll take 14. So we're right at $1 billion there, huh? Just below. No volume. If people wanted out of this stock, if people wanted out, there would have been much more volume following that earnings call. Price should have been hammered down. Like I feel pretty strongly about that. That it should have already done that. But nevertheless, it's still early. I'm not gonna. 1 week price action isn't a hill I'm gonna die on. But I'm just like, that's when people don't want a stock. Like, you can just tell when they don't want it. They're like, get it away from me now. Believe me, I've been a part of that shit before. And not this time. Then I just think if there's a reason for people to step back in, there you go. Look how low this. It's been very quiet, and it's still holding it at 14. They step back in, boom, boom, boom. It continues to have that potential to run up. So you got to be really negative about what those incremental items could be, and you could be right. It could be holiday readout underwhelms. There's nothing new. I mean, the ICR. It's going to be hard for the ICR itself to be bearish. Maybe they talk up a better story. Who knows, though? I mean, maybe with their story that maybe it's the ICR is kind of fairly neutral in my mind. Maybe they use it as an opportunity to talk up stuff more. Maybe, but I would hope that if there were anything material in there, that we would have already heard about it already. I think. So in that case, it's really just the holiday stuff, and it could underwhelm. But other than that, I think, or continued friction with Cohen, I guess. It's kind of just an overhang. It's not so much bearish. It's just an overhang, just something that's hanging over everything. But the flip side is a resolution, which people on the stream are very strong. Like I said, I'm kind of surprised. Such strong conviction that a resolution is possible. From a general shareholder perspective, I would think that should be, and from everyone's, which includes Cohen, includes even Sherman. That's too bad, right? Because I think it's in everyone's interest to resolve. But who knows what Cohen's ask is. Maybe it's too much that the Sherman and team have to put their foot down again for the second year in a row in this stuff. I don't know. But anyway. But if they did announce anything, if anything material, that's what I think. Like I think of all the potential options that GameStop could be leveraging, and I think there's quite a few of them out there. And I think, but to take the opposite side of that, no, they have nothing. They have nothing they could be doing. I think, seems pretty bold. Seems pretty bold, because if you do, and like the buyers are kind of a stronger, I don't know. Just repeating myself. Good eye though, Polygon. Oh nah, you didn't miss too much, L. Kind of the same old stuff. Some folks, I mean, one thing that we talked about, L, that is some folks feel they are very high conviction that Cohen and the management team won't come to a resolution. They won't be able to come to a resolution. That was kind of the big thing. But and then just the price action is kind of it's not so much noteworthy. It's just kind of par for the course. But that's about it, L. Not much else. There's a chance that GameStop buys Apple. That might be zero. That might be zero, Hugo, in the near term. Yep, GME could put you to sleep today. Oh boy. Yep, the sell-off with 12.9. That was all there really was. Yeah. And I continue to believe that a big part of that was the people betting on the rocket ship and didn't get it. It could even, I mean, then when you have a, what was it, 25-30% sell off in total, you could even have shorts closing at that point. I know the S3 estimates and everything. Oh, were we gonna get updates soon? No, not for another week or so on the short stuff, but they could even be closing. Yeah, I agree with you, Polygon. That's why I say Polygon. If my analysis is roughly accurate, then the stock remains quite a bit undervalued. But at just $1 billion. But if it's wrong, well then then there you go. If not, I've said this a couple times, but if 19 were the peak, then I got something wrong in my analysis. I mean, I'm pleased with the run up. Make no mistake. I was in very low, and I was like, it's not like it's a total loss, right? I don't mean that, but if 19 were the peak in whatever the market cap was, I got something wrong in my analysis. But this is the benefit of deep value investing, right? You get in low, you can get like a triple or a quadruple or a 5-bagger even. And you still might get some stuff wrong because you didn't quite capture the full tremendous upside, perhaps. But I know, except Polygon. That as I was saying that Polygon, that's what I was thinking. Polygon says it'll be hard for ICR to be bearish. Hold my offering. That's how I was thinking of Polygon. Oh, cheers. That's funny. That's what I was thinking. Like, I better be careful here. Oh yeah, you think so? Watch this shit. Oh, that's good, Polygon. Oh, I heard people talking about mushroom stuff, Silverside. Is there a ticker? What people talk about that? Is there something going on regulations wise? Oh, Hugo, I'll take that. Hugo think they're gonna sell some shares on the run up. That's the thing when we talk about the at the market offering, right? What was their phrasing here? When I just see this language, I think, how do you not assign some probability to the fact that it truly is opportunistic and they may be hoping for, I don't know. But Hugo thinks maybe they'll issue some shares and buy Tesla. It's just, yeah, maybe if they can get to like $1,000 a pop, that'd be nice. Here's this team up with them. Hey, Brandon, welcome back, Brandon. Cheers. Happy holidays, indeed. I agree with you. This bird's still baking. It's for right now. For now, we will change our mind if the facts change, but not yet. I'm with you. Can you imagine that before the past? There was another Roaring Kitty doing streams like this one. Wait, was there? Oh, I don't know if you're joking, Hugo. Canada allowed certain doctors. Oh, okay. Thank you, Paul. I was at that Canada allowed certain doctors to begin trials with. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, well, you got a couple tickers. Good. I saw people talking about it, but I didn't look into it. But that's another one of those spaces, huh? This one's already a 10-bagger from September. A lot of upside. What's the other one? Shroom. Are these all these Canadian companies too? Same chart. This is the future. Okay. Oh, and Numi. Are they all the same chart? Oh, okay. quiet day on the ups. Okay, how about the downs? Quiet day. Not much happening today. It gets, I mean, obviously it gets quiet around the holiday time too. What do we got? A couple weeks left. It should be continue. Damn, I saw this. I looked at this so many times in the past. It's screened cheap so many times. I quickly glanced. I looked at this so many times over the years, as I'm sure many value investors did. And I remember thinking, it's just not cheap enough. It's not compelling enough. Oh man, I wish I would keep an eye on that chart though. That longer term chart was kind of looking. They changed their ticker. It used to be, I believe it changed their name. It used to be a different name, and I can't remember what it was. I'm pretty sure this is them. And then it like screened cheaply, and I remember I couldn't buy into I had a hard time buying into the story. Which for a while was okay, right? It didn't do anything. $1, $1.50. I mean, it didn't. You did get some quick doubles. There was some like trading opportunities within here. Then you just think now it's a 10-bagger. You know what I mean? 3 years. Some of these things just systematically can work. It can just systematically work, where even if this, but a lot would, and then it even sold off. Did it sell off early 2020, but bid right back up? And the chart was looking good. This was one of those charts that would kind of turn around. What the hell is this? I should have dug in. I didn't dig in. RRD 46%. Lexion up 34%. That's a big company. What the hell? Holy shit, that's a big move for a $35 billion company. Now $35 billion company. Philly. Oh, Philly, that's funny. Oh, shit, that's funny, Philly. Oh, damn, that's good. Comrade. Good joke, comrade. Oh, that's funny. Wait a second. Oh, this is the weekly. Wait. Was I on the week? Oh, this is the weekly action. Oh yeah. Okay, I moved over. I was gonna say I was kind of confused. I could have sworn VERU popped earlier. Okay, well then some of these moves make a bit more sense. Also, okay. See, oh here I got some open insider stuff in here. See if we see anything. Oh, Delic bought some. Is it Icon? Someone else? Oh, that was a big sell-off. All right. See, it was all refiners. We were watching PBF, but they kind of all sold off there quite a bit. Now they're bouncing back. Okay, so DK, that's notable. Sometimes you won't see insider buying on a company that you're tracking. Like for a past couple of months, I wanted some more insider buying on PBF. We had some. No, this was good. But like the past couple of weeks, I was hoping for more when it dipped below 5. And they haven't been opportunistic with some of this stuff, but it didn't happen. But then you see some of it in the other ones. That's okay. That's good. That's good to see. Like you want to see if that the industry is turning, right? Okay. All right. That's good. How about any from Valero? Actually, heads up. You guys, you can do, watch this. You can do VLO, PBF. You can do multiple tickers here. I'm pretty sure. PBF, DK, oh shit. I'm pretty sure you can. Hold on, let me try plus. No. How do I do it? I can do it because I've manipulated the URLs before. How about this? Bummer. You can do. Oh, how about up here? You can. I can't remember how to do it. But that's a good thing to do. Look at all the insider buying across the industry, because then you can see, okay, well, at least it's just one variable you might look at, but you can say, okay, they're bullish maybe on the industry. You might still have business risks, make no mistake, especially in the case of like a PBF, but even still, that's just good to see for refiners. I wish I was seeing more on the energy front. But a lot of them were buying back earlier this year. Okay. Anything else? I really have. You can see. I haven't seen much. Look at this. I mean, this is just like 1 or 2 weeks here. But notice how there's nothing. There's no tag tickers in here. These are all like the dark green. You're gonna see some biotech stuff. There's nothing really. I love these columns. Less useful right now, but in this one, like these ones too. Like I'm not like right off the bat when I see like dark green and dark red, I'm like this not. I usually don't deal in those types, so I kind of just overlook them. ULH, trucking. Space. Oh, wants a space after the comma. Oh. Oh, it worked. Cheers. Silver side. All right. Boy, usually it's the opposite where they don't like the spaces and you want to keep everything clear. There you go. So if you got a couple of, and this is good too, even if you just want a starting point, not so much just for sectors and industries, but let's say you got 10, 20 tickers that you're tracking. I believe Open Insight, maybe there's a limit into the number of tickers, but I've definitely done this in the past, is you can just have well, you can bookmark it too. That's the first thing. Just bookmark it. Put in all your tickers, and then you check it. It takes you 15 seconds. 15 seconds. I mean, I'm just tracking it automatically where I'm looking at all the insider buying, but you just check that bookmark, boom, 15 seconds done. Once a week, you even have to check it. That's the thing. If you optimize, I mean, few people care, but I have some tools videos. Cheers to Rob. I saw. Oh, I didn't get the chance to respond yet. I had seen it. That get some tools videos up where I talk about some of the stuff. They're long ass videos, but like you can optimize some of this stuff so that as you refine your own approach, you can at least be quick about it. You can look at more companies and go on with the rest of your day. But that's the thing. It takes time to kind of figure out what it is that you weight heavily when you're doing your analysis and blah blah blah. But that's what my hope with the tools videos is, that maybe they can shed some light on different tools that can kind of optimize your own approach. That's this. It must be every time, every couple months that these are all, you can customize what these websites go to, and then I can just type in a ticker and it can automatically open up all at the same time. Open Insider, the chart, it opens up the FINRA bonds page. It opens up like 6, 7, 8 different things. But I must lose it. That's the thing. Some of these extensions, I noticed you lose your customizations on certain reboots and stuff. And I'm like, what the hell? That sucks. And anyway, and then I open it up, boom, and then I'm done real quick. Yeah, for the quick, like I said, like that 80-20 type stuff, where I'm done with the quick. But I can usually get my finger on the pulse pretty quickly on some stuff, and you can kind of weed out quickly. Oh, there's not much there, nothing for my style, and move on and move on and move on. But that stuff's especially critical during crunch time, like March and April this year. There's just not enough time in the day, so it kind of forced me to optimize part of my process, which that's what I mean. It was helpful in that regard. Oh, Trey, cheers, Trey. You watched it. Help me tell exactly. So I've done a custom search engine. So Trey, so the search engine. So you see me it's huge. How much, Trey, of all the tools that I'm using here, that one might be the one that I use most frequently. When you see me do the search engine thing, I'll do SC. That brings me right to. I have that book. I have that URL. They call it search engines, but it's kind of just like a quick way to pull up a book or to pull something up. And then as long as the only variable is the ticker, GME, and then it supplants it right in there. But I think all the browsers have it right now. But it's easy in Chrome. But I agree. Thanks for sharing, Trey. I'm glad you. I'm happy you found the video helpful. But even share which things you specifically like, because that's helpful for me. To see what other people are using out there or didn't know about too, you know. But I find it super helpful. And then for some of them, you don't even have to do that. Watch this. If I just type gold, boom. I just type gold and it pulls it right up. So simple. It's very basic, and I think many other browsers do offer it these days. But at the time, I was like, oh, it saves me a bunch of time. And then there's another extension that I have too, where if I do, let's pop GME back up, and then I can right click this, boom, and then pop up and open. Oh, I guess I use this one a lot too. Boom, and then I got Open Insider right there. It's a different way to do those quick bookmarks. I wish I had this one. That's helpful for when sometimes I'll just be sitting down going through a whole bunch of companies, whatever it is. What's an example? Like at quarter end, if I'm going through a whole bunch of the fund holdings that I'm tracking, and I can just go, okay, type this up, give me the full. Let's run the gamut on my analysis for a whole bunch of tickers. Haven't done it so much right now, but that stuff's useful for that. Oh yeah, I looked at Express in the past, James. It had a strong balance sheet back in the day. Kind of weakening again. Chart doesn't look all that good. I remember it popped significantly at the. Yeah, it kind of looks, it's been struggling. I imagine the balance sheet's been weakening. It had a strong balance sheet relative to some other retailers out there, but. And is everything still, wow, S&P's over 3,700? That's not super strong in the RSI. These kind of like, these are not particularly strong highs, not even overbought. So that'll be something people point to, I'm sure, if it does start selling off. But a breakout nonetheless. And then is IWM still strong? Yep. Wow, 190. Nice. Could be in the very early stages. Upside is endless on Express? No, I don't think the upside is endless on Express. You know, because they gotta like reinvent themselves and stuff, James, right? No, I know. Yeah, Silverside. I can't believe how little GameStop execs have done either, right? So little. They did some September last year, which was after Hestia and had kind of egged them on, be like, why aren't you buying it? I know Hestia laid that out in their presentation too, but like, you didn't buy any shares until we told you to. And then come April, and they still didn't buy all that much. James, these aren't even worth mentioning. It's so little. Now, at this point, George does own some shares. It's not a tremendous amount. What is it, 2-3 million, something like that? But by and large, it's not that much. Hey, Smash! Cheers, Smash! Cheers! Doubting your ticker. Well, that I know, James. I don't think at this point I want to go on record as doubting that. But I guess because I have looked at Express before, that's why I say that. But that's good. All right, let's pop up the fundamentals. Let's see. Let's just make sure that this is. Let's see if this is working. I had fixed them. I had pulled these up. Oh, hope this loads okay. It's really slow. That was really slow. Well, see, James, this is the thing though. This is like now those are like the speculative upside type things, whereas Express, I classify that one differently. That's like the I mean, unless it's some crazy, like, is there crazy, like some short squeeze type stuff, some crazy setup like that. But business wise, I'm thinking like business wise. Maybe you're just talking about stock price. I'm thinking like business wise, Express upside is. Oh, this is Sandridge. Is it still trade below? Still trades below tangible book. This one could keep going. I saw that they. right, let me pop one of these in. What we talking about, Express? Starting that uptrend again. Cheers, Smash. Keeping it together. It's keeping it together. It's holding. It's holding. Are people out there describing this as a buying opportunity? Because I like on a strictly technical analysis standpoint, because I believe it very much is. So I wonder what the chatter is out there, because anyway, back to the fundamentals. Express. Oh, 10. Oh. Wait a second. Did not update? Let's give it a second. There it goes. Hey, that was quick. Oh, I got this working again. Suck! I don't even remember that I did it. I had to... Whatever. Okay, so I see the net common overhang, but this could be tied to the leases with a lot of those retailers. The leases screw with some shit. But look, they've run out of their tangible book. So you see what I mean? Like it was a stronger balance sheet there. Look at prior to the lease classifications. Look in 2018. See what I mean? You had tangible book of $8 in the just not that much debt on the books. Now it's flipped, but part of that is because of the accounting lease classifications. But maybe they've taken on some debt too. It had been some cash. It had been cash flow positive. Revenues declining. Not as rapidly as I thought that they might be. Oh, wait. Yeah, well, their share count is dropping. They buying back shares. Interesting. But look at revenues. So that's the thing with some of these retailers and even apparel companies. Like, if you're no longer in, you're out. If you're not in, you're out. Ricky Bobby, baby. Where some of these can just be fad. Like this is what makes like the American Eagles and Abercrombie and Fitches. I mean now Lululemon is becoming one, right? But like some of them have just stuck around. Even the Gap, they've just stuck and they've stuck and they've stuck. And sometimes their stock price get bid up, sometimes they don't. Now it could be maybe Express reaches that point, but who knows? They're still kind of in their relative infancy compared to some of these other ones. I know they were one of the early ones in the fast fashion type model. But, I mean, revenues, and we know part of this, right, is because of all that's happening in 2020. A lot of retailers are going to look like this. But even still, part of me wonders, are they still shopping there? I mean, I've been there. But are they going to be hit relatively worse than some of the other ones because maybe they're not quite as in as they used to be? That's the thing. Revenues didn't fall all that much. They were still holding it together. It might have already been a zero if not for the strength of the balance sheet. Still had some cash flows. I'd have to rip apart the balance sheet on this one. Let's do it. Who cares? Oh, so I got some things over here too. I got some metrics and stuff in there, but I'm not really looking at all this stuff too much. If I'm popping this up, I'm looking at the historical fundamentals. I still get some cash. I still get $100 million in cash. Wow. Okay. Current $600 million. A lot of inventories. And then the question becomes with the inventories, with the company that might be in decline, is can they even monetize that inventory? In some cases, it has to be fire sale level. That's the thing. Some people are looking at GameStop's balance sheet because everything comes back to GameStop, of course. And I remember thinking people like questioning the strength of its inventory stuff, and that was way overdone. It was way overdone, I felt. But in this case, same question would apply here. It would go to many retailers, the inventory that they have. All right, see, a lot of this is the leverage. Excuse me, the leases. I don't care about that. Okay, it's retailer. They often tilt towards current assets, right? What about the debt, though? Okay, accounts payable, accrued, lease, to lease. They do have some debt. They got $165 million in debt. There you go. It was zero last year, long-term debt. Now it's 165 million. How are they going to get out of that? That's what I mean. They probably needed it to survive. They needed cash. You need cash in this type of an environment. I wonder if that's, I don't know for sure, but I think, this was February 1st, 2020. This was October 1st. So over those, what's that, 8 months, something like that? 6 months? Was it 6 months? No. Numbers only. There's nothing that for the 9 months ended. That's the thing. You're missing Q4. You're missing Q4, so that's not that useful. Revenue's down quite a bit, significantly actually. Look at this. So even before. No, because that's 9 months. Nope, never mind. Sorry, I thought that was prior 3 months. Yikes. There'd have to be a story. Sometimes there's a story. Sometimes you see the chart, you see the fundamentals, and it doesn't tell the full story. Like, how many times do you hear me say you're going to need to subscribe to the right story? That's why you need to kind of at least look at everything. But you look at insider buying, you look at the chart, look at the fundamentals. You might not get the full story. You might get the wrong story. So then you might pull up. You might pull up a Seeking Alpha. And just see what's the chatter going out. What are people talking about? Especially, this is why it's important to track people, track analysts. If there's people whose analysis you respect and you appreciate, and you can dig through their stuff and say, oh, what'd they see? What'd they pick up on? And it's actually helpful for even just quickly picking up what that story might be, even if you disagree with their final conclusion. It can kind of shed light on items that you would not be able to see explicitly in a chart or the fundamentals. Like if there's a, I don't know if there's a, I gotta pull all this stuff just so James like, call me out. GME on the TAs. Don't buy swing day unless you know what you're doing. Long hold only. Yeah, unless you know what you're doing. So far, let's see what happens. I mean, I think I called it a buying opportunity on Monday. And many people did, right? That's not a hot take or anything like that. But let's see. That's what the chart said, that this was a buying opportunity. And you got a quick 50%er. 60%er even. And right now, you pull back. And now if you get another 50%er, by the way, we'll be at 20. Circ, if it happens. But, no. Oh, yeah. I was long gap. I might still be. Let's check. Silverside was saying. A lot of the, again, in Silverside, a lot of these retailers bounce back strong, right? Context is that it wasn't so much just GPS, but, I mean, GPS in particular was a huge winner. In fact, it might have been one. But, like, Guess was actually from the lows. Look at this. Look at this one. The market messed up that day. That was a big winner, too. And because I dealt in all these. Those actually might have been the biggest winner. Like, that's the thing. Like, Gap was a buy for me automatically. I didn't even have to do any research into it. I mean, I've tracked it over the years, but I already knew that Gap. What do you think? Gap was gonna, not you. I'm talking rhetorically, but like, I'm like, what do you think? Gap's done? Like, if retail bounces back, Gap's gonna be a winner because it has been a winner. It has survived all these past ones, and this isn't like 100% chance it's gonna happen. I'm just speaking probabilistically. It's like it's very likely that's gonna bounce back. I will say it bounced back even stronger. Like it got over $25 in 2020. That surprises me. When I was buying into it back here, I wasn't thinking $25 by year end. Even I'm impressed by this. But like some of these, you can just do it. You're ready to run because you already have a strong feeling about it. Bed Bath & Beyond was another one that I had been dealing in, and somehow that was another one up significantly. A lot of these retailers were like that. Yep, Nordstrom. That one's been. I never got quite as cheap as some of these other ones. Oh my! I mean, it's in the JWN, right? Yeah, look at that. It was a late bloomer. Wow. Oh yeah, James. But that's the thing. So James, that's not like for someone like me. Those are the types of theses. That's not enough for me to buy it. Like there's an angle there. Even if it were true, can something like that really substantially improve the fundamentals? It's possible, but it's like part of that is speculative, and it can be risky to bet on that type of a stuff, even if it may be true. Hey, Struts, welcome back, Struts. Cheers, cheers. Let's go Express. Can't stop, won't stop Express. Yeah. Oh shit. No pitchforks. We had some pitchforks earlier, but all calm, all fine. No, people don't have much to be mad at. Sure, Dylan. Hey, Chris. Cheers, Chris. Yeah, Chris. I wish I could tell you that. I wish I could tell you what that price will be heading. Well, we're in Q4, Chris. We're in Q4. But you mean going into earnings? I wish I knew. Hopefully higher. Hopefully higher. Hey, Adam. Cheers, Adam. Cheers. Nah, we're just talking pretty chill price action with GameStop. And, nah, not much. We're talking Bitcoin. Talk some Bitcoin. Oh, EO. We get a lot of people just tuned in the, later in the evening. I know everyone's on different. We got a different count, different times. Just broke up some. Opus. Oh, look! I must have looked that up before when you mentioned it in the past. Oh, ticker change to BFI. Oh, ringing the opening bell. That's the Polygon, but I like sometimes Polygon that like it does the market like has truly messed up, and by that I mean usually it's because it's been like forced selling. Sometimes you see it on the upside, right? Sometimes you see the market mess up on the upside, but I like there's a reason for it messing up. And the case the guest one was interesting. There was another one too. I can't remember. I've mentioned with Pump, P-U-M-P, that was one that it was a similar thing, but like the indiscriminate selling where it's overdone. And it's just so obviously the market is, that's what I mean. I like, you see some price action like that Polygon and I think, yeah, efficient market, my ass. Like you see that stuff and you know it to be false. It's like, it was clear that, anyway, but every once in a while, it doesn't happen often. It happened a lot in March because no one was really prepared for that. For that type of a setup, and but every once in a while you see it mess. A lot of times recently, you maybe even see it happen on the upside, where the market's kind of like caught off sides to a degree, or suddenly need to get out. They weren't. Yeah. I'd end up putting all that squeeze type stuff. Yep. Oh, what's PB? Oh, Potbelly. I know Potbelly. Yeah, okay. I remember when they went public and I went, I don't know about that one. So far, that has proven to be true. What else to say? Okay, so new management coming in. Okay. Shift from ownership to franchise probably generally is a good move. Gap in trading. Oh, whoa, I thought you were saying tomorrow. Okay. Is it? All right, I'll pull it up. I've looked at it in the past. Oh, I don't know why I just put it in that one. Should have picked a different one. Hey, Chris. Welcome, Chris. Oh, I meant to ask you, Chris. Were you going to do something with the Always Sunny? Because what the hell were we talking about? What the hell scene was it? The dentist, where he goes, because the implication. Oh, I was gonna ask, because if you did, I missed it, but I was keeping an eye out for it. Very low trading volume. Bitcoin is story day. We're watching Bitcoin. Yep. I know some of these squeezes for some people you have to laugh, right? Because GameStop it's so heavily shorted relative to some of these other ones, right? And yet it hasn't really squeezed, right? No, the shorts haven't closed material. I don't know what some of those other ones have. I don't know, but I just see people talking about it. It's like no tandem, like declining book value, has barely turned a profit. Like these are the things that stick out to me. Like it looks like it was an opportunistic IPO on behalf of maybe the founders. I mean, everyone's getting hit in 2020. I get that. But new management team is important. I mean, that could be, they could right the ship, like you say, making. That's the thing. You don't get that story from the fundamentals. You don't get that story. You got to dig in. And the question is, can they actually make a change? What were their roles in their previous firms? Were they actually successful? That can be hard to discern with major companies, but it's never really turned a profit. But sometimes these can, when they franchise them, they can turn around big. Yeah, I'd have to dig into that story. Oh, I guess Seeking Alpha. Let me pop it up. It looked like, was it an inverse head and shoulders? Did I see that there? Oh, yeah, the implication. Oh, okay, you're working on it. Okay. Cheers, Chris. Cheers. Okay, well, I was trying to think about how would we do. Would it be a video meme, Chris? Because that takes a bit more time. Well, you let me know if you want to do it. You can do it, Chris. You let me know. It could be. I gotta rewatch it. Let me rewatch it. But if you're gonna work on it, you work on it. And there's probably tons of them. That's the thing. I kind of afraid that was just one that I had watched, but I'm like, oh shit, that probably will be good. And then you can just change the captions or something. But yeah. Oh, there's probably so many good ones out there. Okay. That's the thing. So there's probably less attractive. There's just probably less attractive. So some of the, oh man, Western Digital bouncing, nice. Oh, Western Digital, such an easy trade with some of these ones. I swear, it just sticks to the story. It just sticks to every time it gets down there. Boom, mid-30s. Boom, mid-30s. Boom. Let's see if it keeps. I mean, everything's running. It's not just Western Digital, but I thought, all right, let's see if it holds again. That'd be sick. I probably should pop up some of these charts. Oh, okay. Oh, then you could do, yeah, maybe I'll start tinkering around with it. I'll see how difficult. They take me a long time because I'm still new to them as well. But all right, I'll poke around. I'll see how long it would take. I should pop up these charts. Man, OLN really bounced back. So everything's a chart, right? Remember when we were watching this chart and it started to break down in late August? Oh shit, many folks don't remember that, but we talked about it on the stream. I'm almost certain. It was starting to break down a little bit, but it was only 2 days. That's why I say you want a definitive move. And almost as soon as that happened, boom, 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 boom. Okay. It's probably time for me to dig back into SD. I think I've mentioned this a number of times, but that was one that seems like there could be tremendous upside if things do turn in their favor. Had some timely adds to it too. This is a top 10 position now, and it's been a speculative play. What's it? Because it's real small market cap. Is it 119? Might be time to dig back into that. How's Nat Gas doing? Look at RRC. It's one of those multi-year. about, can I sort by, okay, how about closest to the 52-week low? Let's do 15. Like, it seems like most things, oh, these are the biggest winners. Yeah, PRTY keeps on running too. Sick. Oh, I got out of Aaron's in time. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, like that. Okay, so some of these are real small. VSAT struggling. Clarman. This is one to watch when the chart finally turns. I doubt Clarman would be this wrong about it. At an adding opportunity? This could be. How big is it? It's not big. Okay, this might be an adding opportunity. Not a recommendation, strictly educational channel. Man, ULBI kind of settled down. I'm happy to see that a lot of the ones that are close to their 52-week low are ones that are small positions, which means I had either kept it a small position or I have trimmed out of it meaningfully, such that it got, you know what I mean? Like, it's not even none of them are even point, which is good. Means I did some things right. But look at PBF. This is why PBF has kind of stuck out to me. It's over 2%, right? And it's only 66% off its low. Oh, what have its bonds been doing? I haven't checked on those in a couple of weeks. Ah, shit. I always do that. Still weak, but holding up okay. Holding up okay. Look at that. Wow, the bonds almost doubled. The bonds almost doubled. If things indeed are turning, if they are, they're probably going to avoid any liquidity crunch. I always like these Morgan Stanley upgrades, Fang, Valero, for sustained rally for oil stocks after oil stocks had been rallying. Was that December 11th? I'm sure for a while. Just me, myself, and Bueller. Oh, it'd be more proprietary single wage. I'm sorry. Gaming implication. Recent ticker name. Well, okay. So Silverside with the bond price. The bond price. When you check out, this is definitely a must check. This is one of the things that I pop up, just especially if the company's levered. But the folks who own the bonds of this company, especially if they're the one, I mean, you don't know, it doesn't matter. But the bondholders, they tend to be more sophisticated and more dialed into like a potential credit crisis for the company. And I'll tell you why. It's because they're higher up on the totem pole when it comes to bankruptcy. They're of course ahead of the common shareholders, preferred shareholders, blah blah blah. They're right at the top, right near the top, not the tippy top. But if they're selling off at the top, it's it's a very risky potential stock. I mean, it's even when you're trading around 50, 60, depends on the different. I'm talking all over the place, right? Things you got to look at are when is the debt coming due. You could also check what the credit rating is on the debt, blah 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 blah. But the point is, when the bond price starts selling off, that's an indication that you're dealing in a very 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 risky stock, because the odds of bankruptcy have gone up. If the company were, if you get the bonds trading at, let's say, 20, 30 cents on the dollar, it's very very likely that if the company did go bankrupt, you ain't gonna get shit as a shareholder. So it's something. It's a risk you need to take seriously, that credit risk aspect. And when it comes to the types of stocks that I deal in, it's very frequently a risk that I have to manage. It's the most common risk I'm managing is credit risk. And so if I know where the bonds are trading, especially if I mean, it's good if they got a couple of different maturities and so forth. I can kind of gauge how risky different bond holders. I mean, they're all kind of telling the same story, but I can kind of see even with PBF here, their 2025s at 67, 2028s at 55. This is they're pricing in to some degree bankruptcy to they're pricing in bankruptcy to some degree. For my style of investing, it's not that much. Like many companies that I see, as long as they have higher quality assets, which in the case of PBF, I would argue that they do. That the company has different levers that they can pull to scoop those to turn that business around and right the ship. When GameStop's bonds were selling off in 70, that was always ridiculous to me because they had so many different levers they could pull. The balance sheet wasn't as weak as those bondholders were pricing in. The marginal bondholders, it's the marginal bondholders that are dictating the price. But anyway, like 50, 60, when I see that type of a price range, I think that's a potential opportunity for me on the stock front. Which when you start getting down to the 20s and 30s, that means like bankruptcy could be very close. That's also where you might get some 20 baggers on the stocks. But anyway, when you start getting into it's something that you want to keep your eye on because if they let me just see where these get in the further out they are, of course they're going to trade at a bigger discount to par because there's more risk involved. Blah blah blah. But when I see that's the thing. 2028, they're going to be even much lower. But when you see them, when I saw them selling off here, I mean, I don't remember what I said on the stream. I'm sure we pulled this up. You're like, holy shit, sub 40. What's this trend? What's going on here? I was very much hoping for some insider buying. We didn't get any in October and November. But when the bondholders are willing to price, when the bondholders are ditching the bonds, a lot of stuff was selling off at this time. Everything needs context, right? The market was taking it on the chin in those 2 weeks. And so I discount the move a little bit. It wasn't just PBF selling off. It was kind of everything. I thought, okay, let's just see what happens here. And then if you get buying at the same time, the management team probably knows what's going on. Sometimes they make mistakes. But if they're buying in, then they didn't. But then it's like, all right, they don't really think it's probably going to go bankrupt anytime soon. But it's a better indication of credit risk. I mean, I spent how long saying that? It's a better indication of credit risk. And it's definitely something you want to check out if it's a levered company and you're considering dealing in the equities. You need to look at this stuff. They tend to be more sophisticated, get their finger on the pulse of those types of things. And it's always my starting point for kind of assessing the level of credit risk at hand. Hopefully that helps. I know I was all over the place there. Yeah, so Polygon could be. VSAT's one of the. It's a small position, as you may have seen. I'm not an expert in the space. It's one of those formulaic approaches of kind of trades somewhat cheap, as I recall, based on the fundamentals. Clarmer's been involved for years, but it's a pretty large position for him considering the market cap. It's on the smaller side. But he just raised his stake in the position this summer. I think they did an equity raise of $150 million, which I think Baupost took it all. I think that was the story, just off the top of my head. And then the chart was like, all right, this thing's stabilizing a bit. So it could be Polygon. I'm not an expert on the space, but Cramer doesn't strike me as the type to get that part of the story wrong. And then I think if they have his backing, especially now they have the financing to pursue whatever it is that they're pursuing, that was it. That's the thing. That's what I mean. That's a 2-minute video that I could upload that people could pick apart, even like Polygon. Like you could be right that maybe they don't have as much of a competitive edge in the space as my rule of thumb and my basic analysis is suggesting. But yeah, I don't know. One of the ways to manage risk, and this is an important way to manage risk that maybe as you a lot of people talk about. I do see people talk about, which is good, but just sizing the position accordingly. That's a good way to manage risk. So depending on how confident you are in your analysis, how much analysis you've done, the setup, you can kind of manage these types of risks just by the size of the position. Okay, thank you, Struts. BP of Robert Reichman, CEO, 720. Was VP and CEO of Wendy's. Thank you. Okay, so those are high up. 300K. Okay. Oh, Jorge, you got 2 babies? Cheers. All right, I didn't know that. Oh, cheers. Cool, Silverside. I know I was all over the place, but man, some of these things have really turned, huh? That's good, right? Discoveries pop too. Sometimes I mean, as it happens now, there's a bunch of positions, right? But this is a good starting point for screening. If you got some tickers you may be even exposed to already, and just sort by which of the laggards. I've had big winners by that, right? That I look at what would have been my especially on like a strong bounce back of the market, like this was 2015, 2016. Everything I was the right stocks at that time. Everything bounced back so strongly. Took a bit of a shotgun approach at that time too, and everything bounced back so strongly. I'm like, all right, which are the weak ones? Why are they weak relative to these other ones? Is the story still intact? Are they going to outperform as the story unfolds and follow the leaders? And you can find some winners that way, some late winners. Okay, so I just sometimes will just sort by those types of things, and then I'm big on sales to price. Let's do 17, just real quick. Oh wait, I want the high one. What am I doing? I'm so used to price to sales. I always get it inverted. Okay, so BXC. Yep, that one's been trading well. That's been a big winner. Nice. A lot of the home real estate related shit. TA. Yep. GameStop. Sick. A lot of operating leverage when you see these sales to price. It was big. It was not a big part, but it was a component I talked about in one of those early GameStop videos. Just that price to sales metric, or it's like 3 or 4% of revenues. That's absurd for a company that had a balance sheet as strong as GameStop's. Usually, the companies trading at that multiple to sales are hampered with debt up against not just long-term secular declines, but like imminent risks, like they're irrelevant. And I thought, oh, well, that's not. Like the secular risks, they're legitimate, but like, come on, it's not happening. It's not happening next year. Like this is over 3% of revenues, and people thought revenue's gonna fall off a cliff. I mean, I guess we'll see, but what was priced in was kind of absurd. And look at that. I mean, GameStop's still right near the top of the list, even after its recent run-up, using trailing 12-month revenues, no less. Is that 5.5? Is that trailing 12-month? Is that up to date? It might be out of date by a quarter. Shit. I'm not sure. Oh, it might be out of date by I'm not sure. That seems like it could be high. It doesn't matter. DBI, CLS. All right, there's still something here. So what's 5? Is that 20% of revenues? You think I'd know this, huh? Okay, so there's still some up there. So I mean, some of those could keep running. Joke. they do like to add that. They probably like to add that word to their bio. Ta-ta for now. Oh, James, I'm gonna get. I'm gonna roll tonight. I think I'm gonna finish up early tonight too. I was joking. The tweet like, yeah, we'll do 6 hours tonight, but I'm like, nah, I don't know if there is. Although this is good. We got to chat some other stocks today. I mean, really, as the GameStop, believe it or not, the GameStop interest will die down. I mean, there'll be less stuff to talk about. It takes time. It seems like the story continues to heat up though as time passes, but eventually we'll be diving deep into some of these other stocks in time, right? Because we need to find something else to dig deep into. In the meantime, we could even do. I need to update some of this stuff too. Get this up to date, so we can quickly do some of this research for some of these tickers, especially if there's ones, like I said, if y'all mention ones that have characteristics that I might like too, then we can even dive in deep into some of them. That's the thing, and there hasn't been too much insider buying on things that I might be interested in. Nothing too much that's caught my eye. There was just so many earlier in the year, and a lot of them are already in this portfolio here, so I've just been tracking these ones. But yeah, we'll see. But I think I'll get rolling here. Who we still got? I'm all in. Is that a real thing? Is that Teta for now? Is that what that is? Let's see if it's a real ticker though, just in case you're not joking. Damn. Jorge's laughing. Oh shit. All right, I'm gonna bounce. Silverside, you have a nice night. We will pick it up again on Friday. Oh, we gotta figure out the holiday schedule too. I gotta think about that. Jorge, peace out. Ta-ta for now. James Lee, ta-ta for now. Have a nice couple of days. Chris Roth, peace out. Peace in. Excuse me, Jorge. I gotta say peace out to everybody else. Then Jorge, say peace in. Peace in. Polygon. Cheers, Polygon. Thanks for all your contributions today. I know you're saying that. Matthew, thank you. Cheers, mate. Cheers. What else we got? Oh, Struts. Late entrance. Thanks. And thanks for sharing your analysis of the management team on PBs. And that's always good to see. That's part of the story, that management change. I would say over the years, I've tended to discount that stuff a little bit more because it's not. I'm not saying it's not meaningful. It is, and I'm glad you researched that and shared it with me because that at least gave the story some context of, hey, it's a new management team and here's what they're doing. That can be the story. But sometimes I've seen some new management teams kind of fail at that. But this one, that one is interesting because they're kind of changing the business model, so they could be successful on that front. Chris, Silverside, Polygon. I think I said what. Oh, okay. It's just mostly just us. It's just mostly just us. Oh, James, peace out, James. I think I said peace out. Just scrolling up. Space Burrito still here. Cheers, Space Burrito. Dusty, adios, Dusty. You have a good one too, mate. Peace in. This is 2020. Later, Chris. Yeah, I was happy to have you. Catch some of it. I know some folks caught on late. That was great. Aloha, Search One. Of course. Thank you, Search One. Cheers. I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll wrap up early and then we'll catch. Well, like I say, catch up. May Jorge. I thought you said 20 tomorrow. Is it 16 or is it 20? and then we'll regroup for Friday. And then right now, just keep watching the price action. Although it seems like it'll probably continue to be. Well, I don't really have up the chart. Doesn't matter. We just have to keep seeing. The big thing would be news if we have any news, right? I'll have to see. Okay. Right? Because it's the 16th, so we'll just have to see if anything comes out. Any response or anything like that. Could happen. I don't know. Okay. Beep, beep, boop, boop. Oh, 8-ball? Yeah, no. Let's do it. We can do 8-ball, Chris. Yeah. We do 8-ball. 8-ball's riding high today. 8-ball's riding. No, we can't do. Not 16 tomorrow. We don't want to set the 8-ball for success, Jorge. We don't want to set the 8-ball for success. That's tough. Because 15% move. If we knew that there was going to be like an earnings and an announcement or something, we'd do that. But how about do it go? No. That's too much of a stretch, Jorge. No, I can't do that to the 8-ball. So far, wait a second. Wait. The last one we asked was maintain. It's only been 2 days, but even still, we were at like a critical juncture. We can ask something else. Well, that question's still at bay. That question still, is it going to maintain the trend? So let's go with how about are we gonna get GameStop related like news by year end? Like that's one that I'm thinking about. Like, are we gonna get something before the year end? Are we gonna get some other news prior to the holiday readout in early January? I mean, that's not like an imminent type thing, but like I've been thinking about that. But I might not be to just release that stuff. But that's one thing that I've been thinking about. Okay, will we close above 14? Oh, wait, okay, 1450? 1450? Oh, I'll take 1450. I'll take 1450 because like we were saying, that's that, let me do this. Oh, I got too many of these now. 1450, because if we break that 1450, all right. Yeah. New news to if we get news tomorrow, Dusty, that will be sick. All right, we'll stick with the we'll give it a little bit more time, maybe on fun. Let's stick with the 1450. I like this. Okay, will GameStop break 1450? See, Dusty knows. Well, if it happens, Jorge and Dusty both getting props. Both getting props on Friday if we get news tomorrow. Okay, will GameStop break Will GameStop close above 1450 by the end of this week? Come on. We are on a hot streak, baby. Oh, and we're on a hot streak with reading the 8-ball. Can y'all see that? You'd love to see it. Yes, Chris. Yes, I do need an 8-ball cam. That's someone said that. Was it you, Silverside? That's a great idea. They need that 8-ball cam. No, 14. Whoa, yeah, 16. Yeah. Well, that's okay. That's okay. Even if we still get, well, that's okay. It will be signs point to yes. Yes. That's right. I forget it's delayed. I forget the chat is like a couple seconds delayed sometimes. Do need an 8-ball cam though. But okay, so if it breaks, the 8-ball's on a hot. This streak is hot as hell. Well, I mean, no earnings, but besides that. All right, cheers. Oh shit, I can enter chug mode. I don't just have just a sip. Ready? Oh, that'll do it. Okay, peace out, everybody. The 8-ball sky cam. If it's just flat, does it do it? No, because you need to hold it up. Yeah. Oh, you know what I can do? There's a way to like connect. No, that requires some work. You can kind of like connect your phone to it, and then I could just put the phone over it. You know what I mean? That's something. Maybe just a separate camera for just the 8-ball. Oh damn. I think Struts. I think he said he's not going to be working on it. I think he said he was. I don't know. I thought he said he pumped the brakes on his Struts. I thought that's what he had said, but I'm not totally sure. I think. Okay, peace out, Chris. Yeah, many people. Peace out. He did. Okay, thank you. I couldn't remember. Like I thought, but that's like sometimes I miss it. I thought he did say it was just at least for now tabled. Okay, cool. Or Monday, yeah, whenever it was. Okay, all right. Let me see here. What am I gonna do? All right, we'll do that one. Okay, have a nice rest of your week. Let's see if the 8-ball comes through and we can crack 1450. And if we get the new news, cheers to Dusty and Jorge. Let's keep an eye out for that. Peace in to Jorge, of course. Peace out to everyone else. Adios. Okay, have a nice rest of your week. Peace out, everybody.